All right, we one day away from the beginning of the 2021-22 NBA season, and we can't start the season without having some NBA talk. And so I wanted to get a lot of my fellas together here and get the roundtable together and discuss some hoops. So, fellas, y'all ready to talk some NBA, man?
Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we got to
Let's
get
go.
to it because it's that time of year, fellas.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And so I mean, without further ado, man, I mean we all know who the favorite is. I mean, according to Vegas. I mean, they ain't my favorite, but
Uh
the
oh.
the
All
Nets,
right.
It's
Yeah.
mine. I'm ready to get that third ring. KD finna get that third ring.
oh, he
All
gonna stack it
right.
up and buy another one. So
Oh
we
yeah.
gonna
All
see,
right.
we gonna see how it go.
All right.
Like you
Well,
said, now Vegas is doing that. What's the real you? Tell me the real you.
The real me says that they're gonna have to deal with that king over there on that West Coast. But we're gonna get
uh-oh.
into that though. We're gonna get into
That's
all that.
right.
You don't think
Hey,
King
hey, great tease, Leslie. Great tease, fellas. All right, let's get it after this video.
So man, you muted right now.
can't hear you?
October 18th, 2021, NBA season eve. You are in the 4-1 Sports World show. As you can see, there's Rod, there's Reggie, there's Eric, and Mr. 411. We are here to chop it up and talk about the season. And so, without further ado, we're going to jump right into this thing. So, let's talk about what's going on in the East, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with the Ben Simmons situation. It's getting close now. I heard he's out there practicing now. So, I just want to get you guys' take on Ben Simmons and how the Ben Simmons Sixers situation going to play out this year. Give me y'all take.
I'll jump right into this, man. I mean, money answereth all things, and so when it comes down to it, it's all about them dollar bills, and so Ben Simmons is gonna play out this season. He's gonna do his best because it's mutually beneficial to both him and the franchise. If he wants to get traded and wants to get out of there, then he has to play so his value is up. And it benefits him financially because he won't miss any money. And from the next perspective, it'll be good for him to play and play well. So that way, if they do come to an agreement to move him, they can move him and get back adequate value. So I think the win-win for everybody is for Ben Simmons to play and play well. And if he does that, coupled with Embiid and the players that they have, I mean, I think they're going to be right back where they were last year, which is being a threat to come out the East. So whenever you got a player like Joel Embiid, and Ben Simmons is very talented, he just got to stop being scared to shoot the ball. I think they're going to be a formidable team.
All right.
Yeah, I think they'll be a formidable team, but I do think the situation's gonna bleed over into the first few months until they get a motivational win where they can get the team together. Um, I hate that situation for Ben. I hate that he has to come back actually because I wasn't a fan of how Doc Rivers and B handled that in the public. But like you said, Rod, money talks, so he's gonna have to play. He can't continue to just sit out games. That's gonna hurt his pocket. It's gonna hurt his reputation with other teams. So yeah, he has to come back, but it's a still sticky situation to me.
Whoa, hold on. You said something key that I gotta address.
Hmm.
You mad with Embiid and Doc? What about the
Yes,
guy
I'm
that's
very
supposed to be
mad
a
at how
professional?
Embiid.
What about this guy
Yes,
that's supposed to be a professional and won't work on his game to actually hit a jumper? I mean, you talking about you can go from being a pretty good player to being LeBron James level
right.
if you simply got a jumper and you don't work on your stuff like you're supposed to, and then you get mad with everybody else because they call you on and say that you need to take care of your business.
I have no problem with them calling him out. but don't call him out in public.
Well, I
That was
mean,
my thing.
they asked him a question though.
You can take a come on, Rod. You can take the back door with those questions. You ain't got to just call the man out and point him and say that he was the reason that y'all lost. When actually there
I
was a
agree with
few
that
games
part.
where Embiid got tired like he always does. He turned the ball
Mm.
over like he
Right.
always
Uh-oh.
does.
Absolutely.
But people
Yeah.
just focused on Ben because they needed a fall guy. And I think Doc Rivers was the one that came out and made him the fall guy. And
I
Doc
don't agree about
Rivers,
the Doc part. They asked the Doc a real question. Hey man, do you think you can win with him as your point guard? That's a real. I don't know. I don't know if I can.
you
my
gotta
point,
have you
my,
gotta
if
tell
my
your
point
player
guard is scared
your
6 footer,
player
I
is
don't
in
know
the
if I can
contract.
win like that.
You know you're not going to get rid of the player. So you can't knock his confidence. His confidence is already shot. You can't be the head coach and say you don't know.
If you are all-star in the NBA, you should be one of the most confident people on the planet. Nobody should be able
That's
to rattle
true.
your confidence. So
Come
That's
on in
true.
with this one. Come on in, Eric. Come on in with it, Eric.
Eric,
yeah,
yeah, Eric, how you feel about it?
Both of you guys have legitimate arguments, complaints, realisms to what you're saying. I heard you talk about the money, right? I remember back in the day, there was a guy named Gus Williams that
Ooh, okay.
I think he's the highest paid player in the NBA. I think it's like $800,000 a year. I think Gus sat out a year, right? Yeah, $800,000 at that time was a lot of money. Now these
Yeah.
guys today, as we say, Kyrie, not
yeah,
trying to switch the subject, that's a guy that will sit out for a year or lose a substantial amount of money, and he'll feel that that's his calling. What I'm getting to is it ain't about the money sometimes. Sometimes it is, depending on the individual. It's not about the coach. It's about the player. In today's world, you see there's really no loyalty. And people say, what do you mean loyalty? When my contract was over, it was time for me to go. But they've taken it to a different level. When these young guys don't want to play, they're like, I don't want to play. And this is the world that we live in. It makes good conversation, makes good folly, it makes good entertainment. And this is one thing that I always tell my buddy. It's entertainment. When I'm sitting up at the Hawks and I'm looking at them on opening night, I know it's going to be a jam-packed crowd. It's going to be crazy. They come to see this guy's supposed to play with Atlanta, but they drafted and then they traded and we got Trey. That's what it's about. Entertainment, money. The owner still got control, but there are only a few players like LeBron James that can dictate a situation. We don't know what's going to happen. Ben will start playing good. Teams will get players hurt, and they'll say, hey, we're going to go ahead and get Ben. He can't shoot, but we're going to take him. That's probably the best thing that we can ask for this season. Entertainment, enjoy what you got, and let's just roll with it and enjoy it.
And I tell you what, all three of y'all, man, y'all are spot on there. I'm trying to put a little bit of a bow on it, but for me, it looks like the Simmons Sixers situation, like Philly was asking for a ton. I believe that Portland even turned down an offer because Philly was asking for like 3 first-round picks or something along those lines, and CJ.
Right.
And so I think that the asking price is too high on Philly's end, and therefore, even if they want to move Simmons, I mean, they can't do it until they lower that asking price.
But it wouldn't be too high if Ben Simmons handled himself as a professional and got in the gym and worked. Ben Simmons really has the potential to be one of the best players in the league. But
yeah, he does.
But he got this arrogance that he's arrived and he won't put in the work. And
Rod, do you think it's arrogance or
it's arrogance. When you so arrogant that your coach said, I don't know if you should be like, yes, you should be insulted, but you should be like, you know what, I'm going to prove the world wrong. Like, I'm an 80s baby. I grew up watching Mike. I grew up watching Kobe. So
yeah.
What a dog, man. What a dog. I want to see that dog.
Guys today, they don't think about it. They say, I'm 6'10". I'm a good defensive player. I can handle the ball. I average 18 and 12 at LSU. I'm going to the NBA. I'm the first, second, third pick. I'm going to get my money. I'm just bringing it with what I got. I can't shoot, but I can play D. I get you 5 or 6, 7, 8 rebounds. I'm a good player. I'm 6'10". They call me the next Magic Johnson. I could forget about. I don't need to shoot to win.
Even Magic worked on that peak, that push shot.
That's part of the mentality of the player today.
Yeah,
but
and also, but also,
we don't look at Ben as a foreign player, but Ben is a foreign player, and you know that he come with that soft.
But at the same time, most foreign players are highly skilled. So what I'm saying is, shooting is a very important skill set. You can't play point guard almost if you can't shoot the ball at least 8 feet away from the basket. He won't even shoot if he's 8 feet away. So you gotta be able to you can't lay the ball up every time. You got your 7'2" center out there shooting threes because you can't shoot.
but here's part of that though. But here's part of that, guys. Simmons. When has Simmons ever been, told not to play? Not to play a certain way. Like when has he been? When he played in prep school, he did the same stuff. When he went to LSU, he did the same thing. Now he's in the NBA, and now this is where he's forced to have to do something because now you're playing at an elite level where you can't strictly dominate off of your attributes, if you will. Now you got to find that next gear and add to it. Now, I will say this. He is an elite defender. He is one of the best defenders in the league. Arguably could be a defensive player of the year in any season. He did make the All-Star team. So he's on track. He just needs to have a respectable jumper in this league. But I think Philly's going to probably stick out this season with him because I don't think he's going to end up going anywhere at this point.
Right.
Oh, I got a quick question while we're on Philly. Is the trust the process? Is that era already over with?
Yeah, that's a loaded question. I think the trust the process is over with. You got what you got now. You got
you got it.
You got a potential Hall of Fame center.
Mm-hmm.
You got a very talented point guard that if he would just get in the gym a little bit could be an all-time great. You got what you need. They've been knocking on the door. That's why it's so frustrating to see them lose because, and I know you. I feel you. Embiid has his faults too, but they would be over the top if Ben Simmons at least had a 15 or 18 footer. They would be able to beat anybody in the Eastern Conference with just him being able to do that.
Maybe he can just settle with a floater with a good
something. Something to keep the defense honest.
So you really seriously think Ben don't give that team enough that they can win? Look at what they got now, because we always talk about Embiid and Simmons. We never think about Tobias Harris. Is Ben the third player? We always look at Ben as that second player on the team, but is Ben really the third player?
No, he's the second player.
Given enough being a third player.
No, he's definitely Ben Simmons is definitely the second player. And Harris does his job. He does what he's supposed to do. He's gonna give you his 15 to 20 points. Ben Simmons' thing is that jumper will open up everything for him because he can't even function in terms of being a facilitator because I'm just gonna back up off you and just pack the paint. And now that's going to force Joel Embiid to go out and shoot threes. He can hit the three, but that's not optimal when you 7'2" and 300 some pounds. I want you in that paint.
To be out there,
right? So everybody has out of position because he just won't add that part to the game. You and the fact that they've been successful, but not to the level of a championship because that element is crucial to them being able to get over the hump.
And that's where go ahead.
Let's say if it blows up 10 games or 15 games into frustration set in, right?
Okay.
Is Maxey enough for them? I think his name Maxey, right?
Right, Maxey.
Yeah.
Maxey enough to replace Ben?
No.
Maxey can't give Philly 16 and 8 every night, and that would be enough to get them through.
Well, they'll be competitive, but they still won't get over the hump.
I still
What
feel like the
what is the
difference in
hump?
that,
What's
but
the
I feel
hump?
like the
Maybe
difference. But
Atlanta?
No,
Because
well, no, no,
the hump is
it's
Brooklyn.
going to the
It's a big
it's getting
hump.
over
Brooklyn
it,
and the Bucks.
No,
it's
the
getting
hump
to the
is getting over
finals.
the Kawhi made that shot.
Yeah,
No,
that too.
it's getting to the finals is what the hump is right now for them. And I think what unlocks it, well, I like the point about Maxey. He can get numbers, but I think it's more than just getting the numbers. I think that what Simmons provides is the defense. I mean, we still can't forget
Yeah,
how his defensive
and rebounding.
versatility and his rebounding, he initiates the break. And then don't forget Simmons gonna miss time. We can go ahead and set our watches to that. He's gonna miss time. Now they have Drummond to back him up, but he's gonna miss time. And Simmons, remember when Brent Brown was the coach? He actually moved into power forward because he was like, well, let's just go ahead and drop Simmons down to power forward, and then we'll try somebody else at the point, and but still let him
Right.
be a point forward, if you will. So I still think they need Simmons in order to make this work. And to answer your question about the process, they trusted it. They missed on a couple guys like Noel and Jaleel. Was
Tatum.
it Okafor? Was it no? I'm talking about who they actually drafted. They drafted like
Right.
Okafor. They
Oh,
drafted
okay.
Noel. So they swung and they missed on a couple, but they landed two big fish. So the process worked because they're a
And,
legitimate
and,
team. We're talking about them right now. So it did
and,
work.
and I just want to say this one thing before we move on from Philly.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid had a very good point when he said we let go Jimmy Butler because you wanted the ball in your hand and you couldn't get off the ball. You
Which,
know, we
which
and Joel Embiid said, I thought that was a mistake. I agree with Joel Embiid. That was a mistake. Jimmy
but
Butler
he
is a very
That
good
was a
player.
mistake, but I think it's
but he
more of
shouldn't
Jimmy
have said it
Butler.
out loud.
I think that's
Yeah,
more of Jimmy Butler than anything.
I don't know, man. I
I
don't
think
know.
that I,
All right. Well,
it's
we gotta talk about
entertainment,
Portland now, guys. After E
it's
finish.
entertainment.
There you go. It's
It's
gonna be
Hollywood. It's Showtime. It's the stage. It's Broadway.
yes, sir.
That's how we
It's
have to
gonna
look at
be
it. It's
that's
good for
right.
us.
That's right. And it's gonna be entertaining in Philly, and we're gonna keep our eye on that situation. But let's switch coast real quick. Since we're talking about situations, if you will. Portland, out in Portland, Damian Lillard, he is still a Blazer. And but how you think this is gonna play out this year? Do you think he's gonna finish the season in Portland? What y'all think?
Oh, absolutely. He's gonna finish the season.
yeah, he's going to finish the season in
He's a very
Portland.
loyal guy.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got a little throwback from the old school. Yes, he wanted who was that? Who did he want to be the coach? He wanted
It's
uh
it's in Chauncey Billups out there.
yeah,
Well, he's
Not
the
Chauncey.
Chauncey.
coach now, but it was
He wanted Jason Kidd, right?
yes, he
Yeah,
wanted Kidd, I
yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, we talk about professionalism, which we see a lot of
Truth,
lack
truth,
of that. But
truth be told that truth be told that guy that's walking the sideline in Atlanta never should have got out of Portland, but you know.
Oh yeah.
Who's
Good
that, Nate
point.
McMillan?
Would you had that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Would you had
yeah.
that? A? Would you had that, Eric? Would you had?
yes, Dame wanted Jason Kidd to be his coach, right? They're from the same area, I think, Oakland, right?
Right.
Right,
And,
right.
Yep.
he's got to say, he's got to say a few things about who he wanted to coach. But you're talking about probably professionalism at its best and highest. Dame is really showing that, and Dame is just, he's untouchable too. So again, we're going to enjoy this. This is going to be a great season, man. He'll be
Yeah.
there for the remainder of the season, and it's about competition for him and winning. He has a lot of confidence. We were talking about earlier, the arrogance and confidence. There's a thin line right there between
Yeah.
that sometimes. That's what you can really see. Professionalism, a confident guy. And he wants to say, hey, I don't have to go and play with LeBron or anybody. He's got a lot of old school values in him.
Yeah.
And
I like
Okay.
Lillard. I like
I,
Lillard a
I'm
lot.
glad you said that, Eric, because I was going to ask, is that going to be his detriment? Being so old school that I'm going to stick with this team through ups and downs, and then 5 6 years he's going to look at it and say, man, I should have asked for a trade because
I
we're
hope
not going to get over this.
I hope not, but
Every-
it could very well be.
It
But
No. You know,
But
Yeah,
how's it a detriment? But how's it a detriment when John Stockton, Karl Malone, there's Charles Barkley, there's great players who don't have
There's
championships, but
great
they're
players,
still
true, but
great
they don't have
players.
that championship.
and you know, you
Right.
hear those
But
guys.
but he's doing it, his way. So to me, if I'm answering this from the perspective of Lillard, I don't feel like it's a failure or anything. He did it his way.
well, he's going.
But go ahead, Rod.
He
Go ahead,
has one
Rod.
more. He has one more opportunity to, move on. I mean, that this contract is going to end, and then he could take his shot. If he resigns, that's on him. That says what where his mindset is. He wants to stay there, and I don't even look at Charles Barkley and all them, because I mean, Lillard's great, but I look at him like Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller prides himself on, hey, I stayed with the Pacers the whole time. I battled. We didn't get it done, but hey, I would at least like to see Lillard make it to a finals, though.
Right. Is he going to end up like Chris Paul?
He
That's what I want to know. Is he going to end up like Chris Paul?
Yeah.
And maybe
It's kind of hard to say right now.
at the end of his last few years, maybe he'll catch on with a team like Gary Payton did and still win the title. And, as long as he gets one. I mean, Jay Kidd only has one. Gary Payton has one, right?
Right.
So, yeah. But one thing about these guys, they can always say, I got my money, because incredible when you can afford to lose $380,000 from one night and still be okay.
Yeah.
And
I think that was worse for Westbrook.
I heard, Rod, you said you're an 80s guy. I'm an 80s guy too. We all know best players ever came out basically in the 80s and early 90s, right?
Right.
But the money that these guys make now, I mean, look at Chris Paul. He makes like $10 million from endorsements.
But that
the
generational wealth.
The guys in the 80s the best ones only made $10 million for a 20-year career.
Right. And that's what frustrates me when I see, and maybe this will segue into our next topic, when I see guys like Kyrie take it for granted, because, the guys before you, they suffered and they paved the way for you to get this opportunity to make this kind of money. And when you do things like, don't show up, the coach don't know where you are, your teammates don't know where you are, you just go on, I need a mental break, and you just leave, or I'm gonna heal up on company time. I'm not, just all types of little stuff
it's disheartening to see that. But Kyrie, and I don't know this, maybe he see himself as like Kareem and Muhammad Ali. Maybe he see himself this way.
Yeah.
And Jim Brown. Those guys gave up millions of dollars for what they believe in.
Their career.
And the word is Kyrie.
Their career.
And the word is with Kyrie. I'm only hearing what I hear now. Okay. Mm-hmm. He thinks we go back to that arrogant word. He thinks he's smarter than anybody else. You know how people talk about he's a Duke guy. They think they're smarter, and the world is flat rather than round. So you talk about Kyrie, you talk about a different monster right there, right? You talk about a guy, that didn't get along with LeBron James either. A guy that told Boston he was going to stay, and it didn't work out. And that's what I'm saying. And everybody riding Brooklyn, but what if KD get hurt again? What if James Harden get hurt again? What if Kyrie don't show up?
Yeah, injury changes everything.
And the Lakers, and I'm a Lakers fan, but what if all those old 33-plus-year-old guys? What if 3 of them break down?
It might be Giannis going back to back. I mean,
and that's a good tease for what we're gonna get into later. But if you can see down across the bottom, we zigzagging across the country now. We're trying to get these situations out the way first. Kyle Lowry, he's in Miami. Does that help the Heat?
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got an all-star right there. You got a world champion right there.
He's a world champion. He's a good player.
You got
he's all of that. But they still gonna be They're gonna be 4th seed at best, and they going home, and they going home second round.
You said
I
help.
don't. I wouldn't
You
say
said
that,
help.
Rod. I wouldn't be so quick to say they're going home second
You
round.
said help.
I think
what
he
you got,
makes
Reggie?
a world of a difference on that team.
Let me see what the matchups. Hold on. Is he okay? Nets, Bucks.
We almost there too. We almost at the
Philly.
top 4 question too.
Hold on, Philly, and
I want you
then
to say that
Miami.
one, Rod.
Miami number 4, and they probably gonna play Atlanta first. I got Atlanta beating them, but go ahead.
No,
that 4-5 matchup.
We gonna save that.
Going today.
I'm gonna save it to the end on my own. I made my picks.
Yeah, let's save the top 4. Let's save the top 4.
Let's save that. But
before we get there.
The Heat, that's a sneaky team. That's a real sneaky team. I really think if they get like the Bucks or something first round, I think they can beat the Bucks first round. I think they can beat any team that's gonna be above them. I really think they can beat them.
I don't think they have enough.
And you think because that because of the addition of Kyrie?
I mean, you mean
no, not just the issue with Kyrie. I think they're solid at every spot on the floor now. Okay. And Jimmy Butler really never had help. Not just help with scoring, but help with leadership on the team. I'm really scared of that team. Being a Brooklyn fan, there's 2 teams I'm scared of. Well, 3. I'm scared of Miami. I'm scared of the Bucks, and I'm kind of scared of Atlanta. I really like the Heat. I like them a whole lot. I don't know why you just dismissed them like that, Rod.
We're gonna find out how much you like them in a couple segments. We're gonna find out how much you like them in a couple segments because that's a little tease for everybody. But when we get there, remember the Heat. All right, remember the Heat. Let's go to the next one real quick. All right, we zigzagging to the West. This is going to be a popular topic right here because Clay's on the horizon, right? He's supposed to come back this season, and Steph Curry had a great season last year. Fell a little short in the play-in game, but the Warriors. There's a lot of talk about them, and I want to know from you guys. Do you think the Warriors are a championship contender? Do you think they're a championship contender?
No, absolutely not. Okay. To be honest, they're not.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Let's go with Rod and then Eric and then Reggie.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna really disrespect all that championship pedigree. Okay.
Yep.
We got Stephen Curry, the greatest shooter ever.
Right.
We got Klay Thompson, the second greatest shooter ever.
That's right.
We got Draymond Green. Is he a 4-time defensive player of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And should have one more championship, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, and then they did very, very well in the draft. Everybody sleep on the Warriors draft, but they drafted they did well. And then they have a guy, Wiggins, who I predict is going to probably get flipped this season. But even if they keep him, you're talking about a backcourt of Wiggins, Clay, and Curry with Draymond Green at your 4. That's 4 all-stars, 2 of which are all-time greats. And that's not a contender. Even if the Lakers play phenomenal, the Warriors are gonna be number 2. So if you're number 2 in a conference, you are a contender.
As much as I believe everything you said to a point. Okay. No doubt. I love you're talking about professionalism. You're looking at the epitome of it with today's game with Stephen Curry. Okay. That's professionalism. Clay, when is he coming back? January or February? They say it might be earlier. But hey, listen. And Draymond on his last legs, he gonna give you good defense. But my God, those days of Draymond Green with 12 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds, that's over. Leadership wise, he should blow up like he did when he should have, like I said, should have another championship. They lost one of those championships because of him. Man, I love back in 2015 when Curry started shooting the 3, I was saying, oh man, this ain't gonna work. Nobody can keep doing that 7 years later.
Still doing it.
Oh, man, I love to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
I love everything about them. But they just the Clippers will wind up beating them this year. Watch me, even without Leonard. And I hate to say that because the Warriors just don't have enough underneath the bucket. They need a Clint Capella guy down there with them to help them out. But of course, Atlanta Hawks have him, right?
They drafted one. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I really I like Wiseman down low. I'm not gonna
That's what I'm saying. And Wiseman can shoot.
I agree with
Is he
Eric.
ready?
I love to watch.
Is he ready? Is he going to develop? Is he going to turn into a what's his name at Phoenix? Drake Andre?
Aiden played great. Aiden did very well. But the reason why I say I think he's going to do well, when you got that much shooting around you and all you got to do is play hard and hustle. When you're a young guy, your motor is already above the rest. So he's going to outwork an older guy anyway, just by being younger. So when all you got to do is crash the boards and you got all that shooting around, it's just you on the paint. Ain't nobody gonna come help you, but ain't nobody gonna come help box you out. So
hard for
he's gonna do well
to learn.
It's impossible for them to be championship contenders. I think we should be asking: are they going to make the playoffs? For them to be championship contenders, like he said, those days of Draymond.
Remember, you on camera now.
I'm looking at it'll be a surprise to me if the Warriors actually make the playoffs.
You're right. That's what I'm saying.
It will be a surprise. I'm like you, Rod. I like everybody on that team. I'm a Draymond defender. I love Draymond. Right. But they just don't have enough besides that starting unit to be a championship contender. You're gonna play crazy minutes with Steph Curry trying to get into the playoffs, let alone be a championship contender. Who's Steph Curry's backup? Who's Clay's backup? What are they going to do when those guys go on the bench?
I'm trying to tell you is
they're going to have to try to outscore everybody.
Listen, man, they are so loaded at guard that they released a premier defender in Avery Bradley today. I'm telling you, they're going to be fine. Trust me. See what you're showing me is you haven't been watching college ball. They drafted well, man.
Look, I'm going to agree with you on that. My son always gets me because I don't know the guys that are being drafted. So you're right on that. I really don't watch college ball
this right here.
But I don't know too many college players that came in and then voila, I'm on a championship. I'm in a championship right now. They're not going to make the championships, Rod.
No. I'm not saying they're going to make the finals.
We said contender.
But I'm predicting them.
Where do you think they're going to finish at in the West?
Number 2.
Well, hold on.
They're going to be number 2.
We got to save it. We got to save
this guy said they're going to finish number 2. You got them finishing ahead of
Reggie.
Okay.
Hold on. We almost there.
Okay.
We gonna get there.
We should have started off with that one.
All right. Any more Warriors talk before we move forward? Because the next one is about the two teams that made the finals last year.
No.
All right. So here the two teams that made the finals last year, the Bucks and the Suns. Seem like they're coming back with the same rosters, which I think is a good thing for them. But do you think the Bucks and the Suns, and all I want to know, I don't want to know what seed or anything yet, but I just want to know from you guys, do you think the Bucks and Suns are good enough to make it back to the finals?
I think the
Bucks are.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks are good enough. I don't think the Suns are good enough to make it back to the finals. I don't think Devin Booker. I think people figured Devin Booker out by watching the Bucks. So they're going to have a harder road than they did last year. They ran into a Laker team that wasn't healthy. So I think luck was on their side a little bit. Luck along with good play. I don't think they're good enough to make the finals again. I think there's just like Miami was that year that they made the finals. Just a
Okay.
one and done when it comes to finals.
All right. How
What
about
about
you,
you, Eric?
Rod, and then Eric?
Yeah, I don't think the Suns are going back. I think the Suns were very fortunate with all the injuries to even make it as far as they made it, and I think it was Chris Paul's shot, and it didn't work out for him. But Giannis, on the other hand, I think Giannis figured out something. In the playoffs, especially in the finals. And I think now he knows, he believed he was better than everybody. I think he know he's better than 99.9% of the league. Outside of maybe Kevin Durant, he's arguably the best player in the league. So, they'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with.
Phoenix, no, it won't. I mean, that just leads to another conversation. Let's start talking about Utah. You know what I mean? No.
Okay. All right. So no one thinks the
Donovan
Suns
Mitchell
are good
hurt
enough to
during
make
that
it back.
series?
He was hurt during the playoffs.
Okay, yeah. They look.
Remember, he got hurt. He got hurt. Mitchell was injured late in the season, and so he missed a lot of time late in the season too. So the entire playoff, Mitchell was kind of gimpy, but he played. He still, he was still on the court. But yeah, he had a major injury. I do
Phoenix
think
got
that
a
the
little lucky.
Suns. I think the Suns are a good team. I think they're a very good team. I think they're going to come back with good continuity. They're going to be tough to beat. But as far as this question about making it to the finals, I think because of the landscape of the West, I don't think they're good enough this year.
Right.
But I do think they are a very good team. And with the Bucks, I kind of feel the same way. I think the Bucks are good enough, but I think the landscape, might be something for them there. But that's just me. But speaking of that, all right, here's the thing we've been trying to get to, right, for the longest. So here's your chance, Reggie. Which four teams will finish in the top four in the Eastern Conference?
Okay. Top four. Okay.
Top four.
I got Nets, Bucks, Atlanta, and I'm going to take Miami.
Ooh, okay. That's your top four. Nets, Bucks, Hawks, and Heat. Net, Bucks, Hawks, and Heat.
And the Heat.
That, Rod?
I'm going to say the Nets. I'm going to say the Bucks. I'm going to say Philadelphia.
Okay.
And it's a toss up between Miami and Atlanta. I'm gonna go Atlanta. Okay. And I got the Heat at 5, so right outside. But I could flip that either way.
All right, so Nets, Bucks. So Rod has Nets, Bucks. Let me see. What was the other two? Hawks.
And Philly.
Philly, and Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. What say you, Eric?
You know what? I always play to win. That's why I took the last shot in so many contests and had a lot of success. And with this arrogance or confident thing, okay? And I'm going with Milwaukee as long as they stay healthy, even beating New Jersey.
AKA Brooklyn.
New Jersey right now is fragmented, and I think that they're going to have some health problems. So I will go with the Bucks right now as the champions that they are. And I'm going my top four.
Top four.
Bucks, Nets, Atlanta, and Philly. And that could easily go to the Hawks on any day. You heard it, and I want you to remember.
I was going to say, if Kyrie doesn't play, I got Hawks finishing second.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's get into that. I really want to. I really got to.
I know you want to get there, Ryan. I know you want to get there.
Oh man.
I know it. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to unleash. I
Yeah,
can't wait for you to
I'm gonna
unleash.
really unleash about this Kyrie thing because I'm like,
I
man,
want to.
I'm
Can
telling
we
you,
get that
you
next, man? Let's get that
not
next.
yet, not yet. We are really close. I'm telling y'all, we are really, really close. Let's knock out the West first, the top four in the West, and then Rod will
Ooh,
let you unleash on that Kyrie thing.
okay,
Top four in the West, guys.
Out west, I'm gonna kick this off. That purple and gold, the glorious Los Angeles
Uh,
Lakers, number one. Okay, number two, I got, I got. I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna go with Utah number two.
okay.
I'm gonna go with Golden State three. Yeah,
sorry.
and
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
hey, it's all good. And number four, I'm going with the Dallas Mavericks.
Ooh, Mavs. Okay, that's interesting.
Oh my goodness. Can I go
Do
next,
tell.
please?
Well, I would love for Rod to just do tell about the Mavs real quick, because that just piqued my interest. There, you have them in the top four in the
But
West.
because I think a lot of people are looking at last year, whatever, and basing it off that. But they had a fluky stretch where a lot of guys got hurt for the Mavs, and they went on like a 11 game losing streak, something weird, and that really
Okay.
pushed them back in the standings. But if they just went 500 right there, they would have been back in the pack, and they would have been a top four seed last season. So I'm like, okay, you clean that up. Plus, with the small moves you made here and there, Luka is in phenomenal shape. Luka might be MVP.
Hmm.
He could very well win the thing. I don't
Ooh,
know. And and
ooh.
and
We're gonna get into
so
that too.
so I mean, I'm looking at that, and it's time for them to take that next step. And I think the next step is to be a top four seed. And coupled with the fact the Clippers, without Kawhi, they out. I don't know what y'all was talking about. Somebody the Clippers going. The Clippers. I'll be surprised the Clippers make the
Oh,
playoffs without Kawhi. But y'all go ahead, carry on.
ooh.
Ooh.
Carry on,
Uh-oh.
Reggie. Carry
Okay.
on, Reggie.
My top four, I got Utah, then I got Denver. I think he forgot about Denver. I don't know how the road you forget about
No, I
Denver.
didn't.
I got Utah, Denver, Lakers, and then the Clippers. Yeah, the Clippers
Ooh,
might
okay,
not have Kawhi,
I'm gonna
but
laugh like you did. You said the Clippers.
I'm not that big on Kawhi. I've never been that big on Kawhi. I
Really?
think
So
Paul
you
George
ain't
can
that
get
big
it.
on the guy that got a championship, but you big on the guy that choke every year. And
No,
and and,
I'm
and
not.
John and George Paul,
I'm
Paul
not big
George.
on part-time players, man. Kawhi plays 44 games a year. I'm not big on him.
Hey, I'd rather have a part-time employee that get the job done than one that's there every day and do nothing. So,
I I really
so
think. Look. I'm gonna let Eric get his picks in, but I really think if they change the culture in LA and tell Paul George that's actually his team, I think they can win a championship.
I mean, at that point, it's Indiana 2.0 in a tougher conference, and
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 actually,
Paul
I'm
George
glad
ain't
you
getting
said
done in
that.
Indiana.
Paul George was better in Indiana and in OKC before he
Mm,
came up with his PG-13 moniker. When he was Paul George number 24, he was balling. Now he's kind of distracted. But
Eh,
last year he had a great playoffs. Nobody's looking at that. He had a great playoffs last year.
what
Paul
say
George
you,
is one of
Eric?
those. Paul George is one of those guys that play good when it doesn't matter. But go ahead.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna go with the Lakers would win it if they were healthy, but they're not gonna be healthy. I mean, it's gonna
Right.
remind me of that old team when Gary Payton and Karl Malone went over there and they still
Hmm.
lost. They can't be healthy. They don't have enough youth to stay healthy that could carry them. They don't have enough old that can stay healthy. Either way you go, they're not going. If they stay healthy, they'll win it. But I'm going to go with Utah. I'm going to go with the Lakers, even if they are healthy. Phoenix
Mm-hmm.
and Golden State. And what we said about Golden State a minute ago,
Phoenix.
we'll be hoping if they get in, they're going to just probably get in at the fourth best team out west.
Okay,
Okay.
so can you run that back for me one more time?
Yeah,
Utah.
Denver would
You
be in the running, but Murray going to still be out, right? I think.
What's
Murray.
his
Yeah.
status? You know his status, Tyrone?
Well,
Murray.
he's going to be out for probably a couple more months, but he's
Yeah,
he's, he's eventually going to come
I
back.
don't think they'll be able to recover from that. And the league MVP of last year, he'll still be able to hold his own. But like what?
The phoniest MVP ever. They should have went to, but that's a whole nother subject. But I'm gonna say this right here. The reason why I will never, ever, ever, ever,
Is it the phony MVP?
ever pick Denver for anything is because your center ain't got no business being your point guard. Your center running the break, no. Your fat slow center running the break, no. You're not gonna win like that. And they get exposed every time. So you go ahead on with your center running the break and your point guard running the wing, calling for the ball. You better reverse that.
Now I will say this:
the league play now. Now you and I are both old school. However, in the world today, a center runs the break.
Right, and Michael Porter gonna earn his.
If your center Giannis, I can do it. But if you kind of doughy,
Dan Issel would shoot 3-pointers, 6'11", back when a center or a strong.
Now you really taking it back.
Threes.
Now you really brought back a Nugget legend in.
But we're talking about players out of position. Bob Lanier didn't shoot from out.
He did.
Dan Issel shot from out.
But Issel did.
It's the way the game is played now. It's entertainment, man.
I got you. But we got this guy named Anthony Davis. We got this guy named Dwight Howard that took the Joker out before. We'll take him out again.
You're right.
All right. So just to lay this out now, we talking top 4 in the West that's going to finish in the top 4. I know some of you guys have specified the actual order, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you my top 4. Now this is top 4 regular season finish in the West. We all agree that the Lakers are in the top 4. I have Utah in the top 4. I think Utah is one of those teams that play every single night. They have a loyal fan base. It's going to be packed. They play in the altitude. They play on both ends. They play both ends. They have Gobert at center. They just have a system. Utah will be in the regular season. I think they'll finish with a top 4 record. I think Phoenix, with their style of play, it will benefit them throughout the entire regular season. Now, when we get to our postseason conversation, it's going to be a little different. And then Denver. I think Denver, with the number of players that they roll out at least 10 players on their team.
Right.
Somebody's going to be different every night. So I think on a night in, night out basis, record-wise, but I do have a feeling they're going to play Dallas in the first round in a 4-5 matchup. But I think those are my top 4. And with that said, guys, we have in the East, we pretty much all had the same thing outside of Reggie bringing in the Heat. And then in the West, it seemed like it's kind of shuffled around a little bit. We got some Mavs in there, some Clippers, some Warriors, some Suns. So that kind of leads me to think that the West, I guess you guys think the West is a little bit tougher.
Let me tell you a little bit of something about Dallas. I want y'all to watch this now. That's a volatile situation in Dallas. And that's one reason why you don't see many players want to go there. You know why? You're talking about arrogance. He's great. He's good. Doncic.
Yeah.
Not too many people want to play with Doncic. Okay?
Ooh.
Now watch. Many people didn't want to play with Michael either. Many people didn't want to play with who else? A couple other players. Doncic is that kind of player that he's great and good, but you don't see people talking about want to go to Dallas. Even though Mark Cuban is said to be the best owner, but many people don't want to play. Let me tell you how volatile he is. He had the coach fired, right?
Great coach.
Carlisle. Great coach.
Good
point, Reggie.
We know Jay Kidd is subject to blow up something too. Watch the volatility in Dallas this year. Watch it. Watch it.
They already say him and KP don't get along.
But I'm gonna say this though. You need a little bit of combustion to make the engine go. You need some combustion. I think
you're gonna have it anyway.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you're too buddy, you go nowhere sometimes. So you need to have that little bit of. I mean, I'm a Laker fan. I seen Shaq and Kobe win 3 straight. So I mean, that's as volatile as
Woo.
they come.
Rod,
So
let me ask you something about
But
Dallas.
but oh what?
Besides Luca, who do they really have when a team focuses on Luca? Who do they really have to give them a top 4 spot in the West? I just don't see it.
they don't have anybody but Luca, but Luca's that good, and that's the he Luca is honestly he's a top 5 player. I mean,
He is.
you
Oh
want to be
yeah,
honest
no
about it.
doubt,
Yeah, another
no
thing
doubt
too.
about it.
I heard you mention his body. You're right. I think he lost a little weight. He's got to lose a little bit more weight because if he maintained anywhere near what he's been weighing, let's put in he's been a pro since he was 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's been playing basketball.
I think he already got ankle problems.
15.
Yeah.
Once he start breaking down, he's going to be like the great one, Larry.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope he can last another 6 years. To be honest.
Yeah. He I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. What he's gonna be 6 years from now. But I believe this year. You know, I mean, even Porzingis actually put on a little bit of muscle. He's a little bigger right now. So I mean, you know, I think players got something to prove. Sometimes when there's a little drama coming in, I look at the Aaron Rodgers situation, you know, like, you know, not to jump complete sports altogether, but all the Aaron Rodgers is, oh, he wants to leave. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. This weekend, I own you. So once you get between the lines, once you get between them lines, everything kind of smooths. It works itself out. And, you know,
watch the volatility of that Dallas franchise. I hope it doesn't happen. But
hey guys, but also guys, don't let's. I want to say this too about the Clippers. I didn't list them in my top 4 in the regular season wise, but Paul George did have a great postseason this year. So I think whatever happened in the past, at least for last season in the playoffs, he had one of the best postseasons.
And Paul George will always play well when he isn't expected to win. But that's what my point. When he's expected to win, he's gonna come up shorter than a midget underground.
Goodness!
Wow!
Come on, Rod.
He just is. Now, like I say, he balled out against Miami's big 3 when LeBron, Bosh, and Wade were there. You know, because he wasn't expected to win. He's a great underdog. He's gonna play above his head. But when you're the favorite, where Paul George at? Where is it when he's the favorite?
Where's Kawhi when you're the favorite? Kawhi had a whole commercial talking about LA is his.
Kawhi,
what is he talking about? The hospital?
Kawhi 3-time champion. What you talking about? He's a 3-time champion. Or 2-time MVP.
I was in the right place at the right time.
He's
if
a 2-time.
I was in the right place at the right time was a person, that's Kawhi Leonard.
Listen, I don't even like Kawhi, but look, he's a 2-time Finals MVP, man.
Bro,
like, that's hard to top.
That ain't right. That mean you got them over the hump, man.
No, I just don't.
Look below.
I see Kawhi benefit from KD's injury.
Look below, guys. Look below.
What we got right there?
Yes.
We here.
Yes.
We're where y'all wanted to be.
Here we go.
This is where y'all wanted to be. We finally made it here. Let's talk a little chemistry, and it's gonna be chemistry about 2 teams. So you can take a wild guess who the next one's gonna be.
Let's say Rod for last because he got something.
Okay.
But the first one is the Nets. The chemistry, guys. The uncertainty of Kyrie's availability. Will that determine the success for the Nets this season? And we'll go Reggie and Eric and then Rod.
I'm going to say, of course, a guy like Kyrie not being there is going to affect the way the team produces. As far as their chemistry, I don't think it will mess up the chemistry with them getting Patty Mills there. I think James Harden being healthy, him and KD together is enough to actually get them to at least the Eastern Conference Finals, if not the finals. So basketball-wise, no, I don't think Kyrie being there is actually going to affect them in the end. I think they'll still be the favorites if Kyrie is not there. Are we going to go in as far as how our stance on Kyrie?
Go
You can
for
do
it.
that right now. Go ahead.
Um, I really don't know. I've been back and forth with this thing because at first I was
Okay.
like,
Okay.
man, just get the shot, man. Just get the shot and play. But then
Uh-huh.
I heard him say something. And it's not about basketball with him. It's about freedom of choice. And I didn't even think about it till Eric brought it up about guys like Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown having an issue and just standing up for their issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't knock Kyrie if he don't want to get this shot, the vaccine. I really can't knock him because when he signed up to play basketball, nobody ever thought about a pandemic or something like this happening. So we can't look at it as it's just an everyday thing. You just get the shot and just go play like everybody else. It is something to actually consider. Do you want to do this? Um, do you want to take this vaccine? My standpoint, I
Okay.
have the vaccine. I haven't had any side effects. So
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like Kyrie, go ahead and take it. But if he's really uncertain about it and his family standing up behind him, I really can't knock him. I really can't knock him. If he don't want to take it, if he wants to sit out or retire or whatever, I really can't knock him. And
Okay.
Rod, when you go into your soliloquy about this, he's not the only player that's not getting vaccinated. So
Oh
I
yeah, I
want you
know.
And
to.
don't
We gonna get into all that. We're gonna
and,
get into all
and don't forget Eric need to go next. Go ahead,
that.
Eric.
You know what? That was great what you said because yeah, that's the way it is. What does he want to be? Can he be both? And in today's world, these guys are so creative, not only on the court, right, but off the court too. They get into different
Mm-hmm.
things.
Hmm.
The day you play, that's all you did. It was a couple players like Junior Bridgman and other guys that looked into the future and made something. But these guys got so many options now that they can say, I played 10, 11 years. I made $1 billion. I got into venture capitalism. I got into movie making. I got into this. So what? I was standing for this. They can lose $300 million and be okay. But back to
Right.
the Nets, it's simple. If you have the right components, which they do, that don't mean they're going to show up. But those components got to fit, and they got a right chemistry. Right chemistry equals, and the components equals wins. I don't know if they can do that and stay healthy. Kind of like the Lakers. If the Lakers can stay healthy, and if all those superstars can have the right heart, it's gonna equals win. So Nets, they have to have the right components, right players, right time. They have to have the right chemistry when they get on the court too, and that's going to add to the creativity, and that adds to victories. I don't think they can. I don't think they can do it unless they
All right,
peak at the
Rod.
right end.
Okay.
After
All right.
after after what, the All-Star break after February, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's hear it, Rod.
Okay. To answer your question, does Kyrie availability determine the success of their season? Absolutely not. I think it's addition by subtraction.
Hmm.
Because when it comes down to it, Kyrie's gonna disappear or get hurt anyway. So now you got to relearn how to play basketball, all how the team's gonna function again anyway. So go ahead and get him out the way. If he does, it will be so beneficial if he does not come at all this whole season because I think everybody's in their right spot. It's a clear cut number one, number two. It's a pecking order. James Harden knows he's gonna run the show from a point guard perspective. KD knows that his number one job is just to get buckets, rebound, play defense. And Kyrie, I'm just gonna be honest about it. I hear maybe he's Muhammad Ali, maybe he believes this, maybe listen, these guys, Muhammad Ali, all those guys, they were really in it for the people. Kyrie is in it for himself. Kyrie using that as a crutch because deep down the boy just don't want to play basketball full 82. You got 3 seasons where he has figured out a way to not play the full 82. Let's go back to the bubble. Hey, you want to come in the bubble? No, I don't. I think we should just cancel the whole season. What? You know how much money we're gonna lose? So I don't think we should be playing. Okay. The following season, okay, you in Brooklyn now. Hey, where Kyrie at? You seen him? No, I ain't seen him in a couple of weeks. Hey, Nash, you know what Kyrie at? I haven't talked to him. Hey, KD, you know what Kyrie at? No, I ain't talked to him. This went on for a month and a half. They didn't know what Kyrie was. Because why? I needed some mental time. Meanwhile, you dancing and dropping it like it's hot with your sister at a birthday party because you just don't want to play basketball the full 82. You like to steal these people money. Now, fast forward now. I'm going to figure out a brand new way on how I'm not going to play the full 82.
Oh, my God.
Oh, what? It's a shot. It's a shot. I'm not going to get this shot. No, I'm not going to get this shot. Man, no, I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm not really anti-vaccine. If you want to get the vaccine, that's fine. I'm fighting. I'm going to be a voice for the people. BS. You ain't trying to be a voice for the people. How you a voice for the people and they paying you $18 million to stay home? Huh? Tell me who in America can relate to that? I get to sit home and make $18 million? Seriously?
A lot of people sit at home make $18 million.
It ain't now, many.
He does describe. Some people call him an artist, right? So that's what he is. He's an artist.
He's a con artist.
Con artist. Right. I got a question for you. I got a serious question for you.
Right? Which I heard people call him that. But he is called an artist. So you're right.
I got a question for you, and I'll be having this question about guys like Stephen A. I think it is Kyrie's coming off as this guy who's a butthole, to say the least.
I know about all the charitable stuff.
You just attacked Kyrie and said he's making this up, basically. So how do we attack players like Kyrie who says, I need a mental break? But you got in another sport, you got Naomi Osaka, who says I need a mental break.
Listen, I killed her too because her sister came out and said she ain't need no break. She just didn't want to talk to the media. Her sister outed her about that. So I don't understand that either. Listen, we've already established I'm old school. If you cash the check, you show up to work and you do your job. I believe in that. And that's just the way it goes. But the whole mental break thing, if you need a mental break, you shouldn't be out there dropping like it's hot with your sister in the club.
You with your family, dude. That's a mental break.
No. Listen, if you really on a mental break, your coach should know where you are and be able to say, hey, Kyrie is dealing with some stuff right now, blah, blah, blah. Steve Nash is like, I don't know. And then coupled with the fact that he came into the season and said, we don't need a coach. We don't need a coach. Do we need it? Do we even need a coach? I mean,
let's go.
All of that.
The list goes on.
It goes on and on.
Absolutely right. But what that mental health thing is something we need to definitely talk about on another program. We definitely need to dive into
we will.
that.
Yeah. We can dive into it, but overall, I feel like with Kyrie, he doesn't want to play a full 82. He's one of the players that's so adamant about we need to shorten the season too long, and this, that, and other.
I'm sure if you ask Kawhi Leonard, he'll agree with him.
He probably will, but what I'm saying is this right here. At least Kawhi Leonard is disguising it in injury. He ain't just disappearing. He ain't just like, okay. And watch. And we got to get back on the show mid-season. It's gonna be a report. Kyrie decided to get the vaccine and he's gonna come back and play. And you want to know why?
I think he's gonna get it anyway. I think he's gonna get it before this.
I think he's gonna get it to the components and chemistry and the creativity. That's Kyrie, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
And I think that's gonna hurt them in the end.
Yeah.
Tyrone, why is he being the one that they're centering on? Why they're not? I want
to answer that because of everything I just said. Everything I just said is the reason why he's the center of it. Bradley Beal does not figure out. Bradley Beal doesn't have a vaccine, but he doesn't figure out every way possible not to play basketball. You got
And
plenty of
here,
it's a number of guys that have not gotten a vaccine, but Kyrie has a track record. I just gave it to you. 4 or 5, a 3 to 4 year track record of him figuring out how can I miss games, and
I'm
it's
gonna tell you
not due
why
to
else is
injury all
that,
the time.
and I'm gonna give you another layer to that too. For one, Kyrie Irving is has been he was a number one pick. He's been in the NBA talk since he's been in the league. He's been in the finals several times, being with Cleveland, right? Teaming up, LeBron and all that, right? So he's been in the mix for a long time. He's a popular player. Then now let's throw some more on there. He's playing in Brooklyn, New York. So he's in the media capital of the world. So that's
True.
another reason why this is being thrown his way. And I know a lot of
He
people not
orchestrated this
they
too,
don't want
and
to.
he orchestrated that team.
Right, right, right. Now here's the other thing to that too. You got to look at the media, and it's a LeBron narrative in there too. Not, and this has nothing to do with LeBron personally, but the media, as Paul Pierce has told us, they like to bring LeBron into the news, right, into the discussions. Well, Kyrie and LeBron were on the same team. Kyrie left, right? But you gotta also find a way like that. He's a good whipping boy to have too. In Kyrie. Now he doesn't help himself at all, but he's an easy target to hit. So that's
Right.
why he takes so much of this blame. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the one that you can hit. He gives you reasons, and then he's in the media capital. So
Yeah,
I
that
think that's
that
why he's taking a lot of this.
and I want to say this too. Like, I mean, who died and made you president of black people? You talking about I'm speaking for the people. Man, we didn't elect you president. We don't need. I mean,
Yeah,
and then it's so hypocritical because like all these people lost their jobs, and well, you didn't speak up for the people that lost their jobs when the whole world shut down, and companies went away and restaurants shut down. You didn't speak up for them because it was cool.
yeah,
Okay, I would respect Kyrie so much more if he would just say, look, I don't want the shot. Don't go with all this. I'm Gandhi and I'm fighting
yeah.
for the world.
He said he didn't say that. He
And
said he didn't say that.
well, he did say.
Well,
I heard him say, "I'm trying to be a voice for the people."
I think he said enough.
When he says that, he means
What
as
he's
for
a
his choice.
polarizing figure. So you know
It,
what?
yeah,
it,
That's good for the media.
yeah, but I'm
yeah.
just saying,
He's doing a good.
yeah,
If
like I
his
say,
job is to get attention, he's got it.
yeah, but I'm just
And
saying, you said he said, "I'm trying to be a voice for the people." It's for his choice. Okay, cool. It's for his choice. But my point being is, we don't need you to do that, Kyrie. You make your choice and you roll with it. Hey, I don't want the vaccine. I'm not gonna get it. Cool,
yeah,
and I will respect you that because that's your choice. But I don't need you talking
yeah,
about I'm speaking for all these people. You ain't speaking for
yeah,
nobody. Sitting at home making
Yeah,
$18
I,
million
I, I
dollars.
don't like the whole voice
Stop
of the
that.
voiceless thing. I don't
Yeah,
like that. You're
yeah.
right about that. I don't like
yeah.
that.
It's like
Well,
really.
but here's the thing. Here's something else I don't really like too. Is like, for example, like at the end of the day, right? It's the Nets and it's the team. It's basketball. If he don't play for the Nets because he don't want to get the shot because of the circumstances how things have changed, then that's fine. And I'm not gonna say, well, he's ruining their season because this is some of the stuff I hear on TV. Like he's
Right.
doing his team so wrong and this and that. Like he's either gonna be there or not, and the Nets have an option to say, hey, you either here or you're not, and then they can move on. So I think it's something that they just deal with. And if the guy don't want to take the shot, and it's real life, right? This is real life. If he
Hmm.
don't want to do it, then I'm not going to bang him for that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's
Uh,
what
uh,
I do hear on the media that I don't like, as far as how they just banging him for something personal that
Right.
millions of people out here have their own
yeah.
personal right to do. You know what I mean?
And yeah, and I agree with that, man. You don't listen
Yeah,
if you really don't want the shot for whatever reason, that's cool. But to act like this is some crusade is say that it's
So would it be wise to say that what if this is a culmination of the symptomology
hmm
of his mental health? You know,
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
what if it's just
But
some of the things that's coming out of him, some of his triggers that we know that
yeah,
he possibly had, but you can say about many people, right?
yeah,
yeah. Well, hopefully he gets
yeah,
the help that he needs, and
yeah.
hopefully it's not as
I'm
serious as we and it may be.
The thing
And
the to go back to the question about the chemistry on that team.
Mhm.
One
Yeah.
thing I do hope about that team that they focus not just Kyrie, but James Harden has his things off the court too. So hopefully they come in focused. So
Well, he ain't in
it's
my.
not just Kyrie when you ask that question. Actually,
mm-hmm.
Well, and I do, and I take a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna kind of mix in a lot of things that has been said on here, and I think, like Rod said, addition by subtraction. I think he's gonna miss time anyway. It'll work itself out. They could bring him back the second half of the year, and that'll be like adding an all-star to your roster. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be fine.
Right.
They got Patty Mills. Patty Mills is a great fill-in. He dropped 40
hmm
in the Olympics on somebody. So like Patty Mills can be that instant offense. Durant's efficient, so he don't need a lot of shots.
Yes,
So a guy like
absolutely.
Patty Mills can come in and
And,
jack up stuff, and Harden can
uh,
be the facilitator. I think they're fine.
yeah, I want to
And
point out one more thing too on the Kyrie situation. It needs to say y'all can tell I ain't no Kyrie fan, but but when it comes down to it, you know, even the whole if you trade me, I retire. So now you holding the team hostage. Look,
did
dude,
he
if
ever say that for real?
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
it
if you
came out
yes,
that
yeah.
his people or whatever, it came out.
If you trade me, I will retire. So you put that out in the media, basically holding the team hostage because it's like we could easily trade you right up the road to Philly for that Ben Simmons kid, and you'll be in a city where they don't have those mandates.
Right.
You don't have to get the shot. You'll play all of your games except for the game against Brooklyn and the two California teams, and you're good to go. You'll miss what? That's 6 games. You'll miss about 6 games the season, coupled with your time off when you pretend like you hurt. So all in all, man, it just come down to it that he just don't want to play ball, man. He
Hey,
don't want to play that full
So he done
82.
spent his
hey,
whole life playing ball. Now he don't want to play no more.
He don't know. He don't
well,
want to play the full 82.
yeah, well, you mentioned a possible trade, and that would be awesome to see Simmons and Durant playing defense on the wing. But here's a crazy one: what if Kyrie got traded to the Lakers for Russell Westbrook, and then you had Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook, Durant, and Harden back together
LeBron
in
already
Brooklyn?
had that headache. He don't want it. He don't want it again. Already had that headache.
He done
Well,
had that headache. We
well, he
should have
about to
got
get
into the
one now
Lakers
with
chemistry
Westbrook.
too. He,
Well, that's what we're gonna do, Reggie, right now.
oh,
Take a
okay,
look.
okay.
That was a nice little, roll into that topic. And by the way,
Because
before we completely leave out of the Nets conversation, Kyrie could lose up to 17,153,155 and another $381,000 in the postseason if he doesn't play. So that's a lot of change there. I don't care how much you make. But let's get to the Lakers. How about the chemistry in LA, guys? Now, Rod and I are Laker fans. Reggie, you're a KD fan. Mr. E, we've had our Laker talk for
I'm a
years, right?
I'm a fan of the players.
Right. You're a fan of the players, but we've had talk, especially about the Lakers for over 15, 16 plus years. We talked about it because you know where I lie with that team. But the Lakers chemistry. Will LeBron, Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony. Sorry, not Carmelo Anthony. I said that wrong. Will LeBron, Westbrook, and Anthony Davis. Will these guys work well together?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
The only problem that these cats are going to have is staying healthy because
Okay.
LeBron James is a dominant force not only on the court, but he's off. LeBron say, hey, we're going to practice 2 weeks before training camp. Meet me here. And also, what else does Westbrook have to gain? Didn't he win MVP? Leading
Yep.
scorer. We know he's missing
Yep.
triple doubles. All he has
Yep.
left to say, hey, I want to come in and win. Does he have
Yep.
attitude? Yes. But the LeBron James is the one player that can bring a team together and that they flourish. And AD, he's already proven he can be a leader or follower. Just if LeBron says you lead AD is going to go out and do it. Bottom line is LeBron James has that type of power, that type of influence, that those
Mhm.
guys can set aside their personal desires to win a championship. I just don't think that they can probably stay healthy. I think you're going to see LeBron
Okay.
have more injury this season. We know AD will, and then Westbrook is going to be out too. And I just don't know if they have enough, that second team to to uh, to win it. But if they stay healthy,
Okay.
Lakers the choice.
All right. I'm gonna say Rod for last. I'm gonna go now. The chemistry, right? And specifically just looking at the question, LeBron, Westbrook, and Anthony Davis. Do I think they will work well together? I don't think they're gonna work well together. Not if
Mhm.
they're all on the court together. I think that if they figure out a good way, this is gonna fall on Vogel. He's got to figure out a way to stagger these guys. And then when I say these guys, I'm really talking about Westbrook because LeBron and AD have played together long enough now. But he's got to figure out a way to integrate Westbrook into where Westbrook can be Westbrook within the Laker organization, within the Laker system. Because y'all have to tell me the last time a tiger changed its stripes. So Westbrook, when it come down to it, it's kind of like the Wilder fight. When it came down to it, if y'all watch the fight, Deontay Wilder went back to what he does, which is
Mhm.
he was going for that right hand. He started off the fight by jabbing and doing all the things that look good and that you practiced and talked about, but when it hit the
Right.
fan, Wilder went right there. You go. Wilder went right to his right hand again, swinging
Animal
and missing.
instincts.
Right. And so that's where I got to put this on the coach and see what he does with Westbrook. Now, as a team, we can get into that later, but just those three together, I I, I don't see how it's going to work well. They're definitely going to go through a period, at least the first 2 months, month and a half at least, of growing pains right off the bat. But when Westbrook is not a guy that shoots well, he naturally doesn't make good decisions as a point guard. And then LeBron naturally plays point guard. So when has Westbrook really played off the ball? So the three of them together, I really have a lot of questions about that. But as far as the team, that's a whole nother story. I think they'll be much better. Reggie and then Rod.
Yeah, I agree totally with what you were saying. It's not LeBron and Davis working out. I actually think Westbrook and Davis will work out. But as well, all three of them, no, I don't think they can work together. Because if you look at Westbrook's past, when he had Durant, when he had Paul George, he's had James Harden, he had Bradley Beal. Every single time he's on the team with another superstar, it's a your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. And
Mm,
that's not going to cut it. That's not chemistry when it's your turn, my turn. Westbrook loves to push the ball. LeBron, he's older. He don't like to push the ball no more. He likes to figure out what the defense is doing, attack. Westbrook's not like that. He wants to get in that lane, attack the basket. Can't get in the lane, attack the basket because we all know Anthony Davis don't like nobody in the lane when he's working. So you really can't attack the basket like you want to with Westbrook. Westbrook's not a good shooter either. So what is he gonna do? His main thing is passing, and he's not got those young guys to pass the ball to. Maybe he can pass the ball for a couple threes or whatever, but he's not going. I think this year he may not average a triple double like he's used to, and he's going to be real hesitant, and that's going to kill him when he's real hesitant. So maybe because they have Rondo back, maybe they have great basketball minds on that team. They have a
oh
lot of
yeah, they got a lot of
that's
minds on
one
that
thing they
team.
do have. The
It's a
IQ on that
smart
team,
team.
the
Yes,
IQ is crazy. So
yes,
if they put it together, no doubt they'll be a great team. One thing
yep.
I hope that doesn't happen is okay, it didn't work this year. We're gonna blow it up because if they don't blow this team up next year, I can actually see
Ooh,
them winning the title. Not this year. What
all
you
right.
think, Rod?
Let's do.
Well, I think their chemistry is gonna be fine because they got the cane, and the cane gonna make everything okay. See, everybody's going by Westbrook when he played with Paul George, Westbrook when he played with Bradley Beal. Westbrook when he played with Kevin Durant. Excuse me, hold on. I got to make this pick. 1 second. Maybe I got to make this pick. I'm in the middle of a
What round
draft.
you in? What round you in?
I'm in round 5. I need a center, so I'm finna get Nurkic. All right, I got to get a center. Right. But anyway,
good pick.
So anyway, those guys I just named, no disrespect, they're beta males. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
I hear you.
Westbrook is an alpha. This is the first time he's actually on a team with another alpha.
That's the problem.
LeBron is an alpha, but LeBron is an alpha that's proven. LeBron is an alpha that if you can't work it out with LeBron, your career might be over. So Westbrook, because I mean LeBron has put a banner in that arena. LeBron has already won a championship at every spot he's went. He's done it all. So LeBron has the cachet and the pedigree to tell Westbrook, that stuff you've been doing, brother, it's not working. So what I would expect Westbrook to do, and if I'm coaching him, Westbrook, I need you to be a pure point guard. I need you to be on the best behavior when the three of you on the floor. I'm going to give you your opportunity to be baby rage. That second unit, I'm going to cut you loose. I'm going to sit LeBron down. I'm going to sit AD down. I'm going to surround you with shooters. I'm going to have DeAndre Jordan or Dwight Howard dive into the middle, just the same way you played with Adams. And I want you to run the hell out that. Whoever the second unit is, I want you to run them off the floor.
He might as well be 6-man then.
No. Because he's still going to be able to push the pace when LeBron's on the floor with him when there's a fast break opportunity. But once you get in the half court, get a ball to the king, cut, space, do what you got to do. LeBron runs the half court. You the man open court. That's the way I would run it.
Let me ask you this, Rod. Go with that theory. LeBron's running point. What is Westbrook doing with LeBron's? Be realistic. Okay. What is Westbrook going to do when LeBron has the ball, controlling the offense? Because at that point, to me, it's LeBron, AD.
LeBron, at that point, Westbrook has to be a slasher. Okay. Westbrook has to crash the boards. Westbrook has to be space the floor. I know he's not a great shooter, but he's a competent enough shooter that if you slap wide open, he can take a dribble in and hit that jumper. You got to take your shot to keep the defense honest. So yeah, that's going to be an issue if he's just going to stand there and spot up. But I think if Westbrook is on the move, Westbrook is very dangerous because he's good at crashing the board. And because he's so athletic, you can actually run a lot of backdoor plays for him where you can lob it up and Westbrook finish with the dunk. The same stuff they used to do with Caruso. So, I mean, it's ways you can run.
Sounds good in theory.
No, no. Frank Vogel actually has the coach, but he's
gonna have to manage this one.
And this is my thing on it. Frank Vogel is going to have to do less coaching because, as you said, the king, and I said, the king has a way of saying, hey, listen, this is my team. As you said, he put a banner up everywhere he goes. Nobody has the power on the court like LeBron James. And as you said, yes, Westbrook is going to slash and get it. He's not even thinking about a triple-double season this year.
You don't think Westbrook?
No. He knows he's not going to get it this year.
You're not going to get it. I mean,
he's not going to get it.
Listen,
he wants
rebounding alone.
This is a guy. You think a guy who
hold on. We can't hear. It's hard to hear everybody saying.
Go, Eric. Go ahead.
He wants the championship, and I think he's professional enough to go home to LA and get that championship and be happy. Listen at this right here: 15 a game, 7, 8 rebounds. I think that he will feel just fine with that because that's the one thing he doesn't have, right? Yeah.
Well,
hey, see, that's what makes it so incredible. That's what makes it so entertaining. We can sit here and figure this out, and that's what we can say. The guy's truly professional. And like I said, yeah, they were budding stars when he was with James Harden and Durant. No, it's budding star, but they never played. He's never played with the King.
And I want to say this, and this is what I mean by when I say that they're beta males. Kevin Durant, he's as passive aggressive as they come. Bradley Beals, he's not a leader. Paul George, we've already been down that road. Paul George is not an assertive guy. So I mean, all his number twos, number ones, whoever they've always been passive guys. LeBron is probably the most guy that leader
on
the
court
leadership that you're gonna get. You know.
Now on the court, I agree
that's
with
a good
that.
point. I'm gonna tell you.
Hold on a second,
I'm gonna
Reggie.
say
Hold on
this.
1 second.
I'm gonna look at it from a different direction.
Reggie.
Go ahead.
Reggie, 1 second. Mm-hmm. On the court, I agree with that about LeBron. Now we know LeBron does a lot of cryptic tweets and a lot of things like that, and I wouldn't call that alpha stuff because he does a lot of stuff that and now on the court. He
ain't got burner accounts though. He ain't got burner accounts.
And I agree with that. No, I agree. I totally agree with all that. Now, don't get me wrong. Durant and some of them other guys, I agree. But I'm just saying, on the court now, LeBron gonna control things. He gonna keep people in hand. And I think Eric brought it up earlier, when LeBron puts together practices, he tends to galvanize, bring his team together and do activities. I think he did the Taco Tuesdays with Anthony Davis. Matter of fact, I bet you he the one that got Anthony Davis to come back looking bigger and stronger than ever. So with those things said, yeah, absolutely. But I'm just curious about. I never seen Westbrook play off the ball, so I don't know unless he's going to be as we all are alluding to here. The coach going to have to figure out a way to kind of keep Westbrook being Westbrook most of the game, because I don't see him playing off the ball. All the film I've seen. If he don't have the ball, he tends to.
Actually, that's kind of not true. I've seen him play off the ball, because he played. No, he played off the ball actually quite a bit in OKC. Back when they had all three of them, James Harden.
That's a different animal. That was a totally different animal.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying that he knows how to do it.
This is greatness of. This is what's going to be the greatness of the great player.
And we're going to see.
And going to do it.
Yeah, but it's not just LeBron. You called him out. Rondo. I saw during the preseason, even though he lost every game, but I saw a good stretch where Rondo was running the point guard and Westbrook was playing the two, and they actually looked good out there together.
That probably would be their best shot to win if Rondo is
second unit.
Tyrone Jones, you know how much a Rondo fan I am. If Rondo plays the point, that's their best chance to win.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot. It's a lot of options. A lot of ways it can go. I think the coach has got his work cut out for him. As long as he can make it work and put the players in the best position, then I see that.
But I'm going to tell you another reason why it should work and why it will work, because everybody's talking offensively. I really don't care about offense. I need to know if everybody buys in defensively. They're so talented. They're going to score buckets. They're not going to have trouble scoring.
Their defense should be off the charts.
Right. And they just picked up Avery Bradley, which is, to me, picking up Avery. I'm so glad we picked up Avery Bradley just in case Kyrie come back, because that's the guy I'm going to put on Kyrie. That's the guy I'm like, that's your assignment. Stay on him the whole series.
Hey, it's pretty intimidating to see LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Avery Bradley, like all on the court, and then Dwight Howard, like all on the floor together. If you are offense, if you're the opposing offense, that would be pretty imposing.
What do you think their starting lineup would look like?
The starting lineup, me, what I would start Westbrook, Monk, LeBron, AD, and Dwight.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
I would go with that lineup too.
I would go with that lineup.
If Horton Tucker was up there, I would go with him.
Dwight and AD on the floor at the same time.
No,
Well,
that's just, but that's ceremonial. The same way JaVale McGee kind of just ran up and down the court for 2 minutes and he was out. That's
Mhm.
just it's just ceremonial. So
Yeah.
AD can say I'm not starting at center. But basically, Frank Vogel treated him. Sure, you're not starting at center. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll put JaVale McGee out there. You ran up and down the court for 2 minutes,
Hey.
and AD was immediately at center at
Yeah,
the 10-minute mark, and he was playing center the rest of the game.
Take it back to the old Bulls. Take it back to the old Bulls days when Cartwright used to start at center, and then they, he'll get a couple touches early, and they take him out. You know what I mean? So just because you start doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be the starter minutes kind of guy. So Howard will be in there, bruising, get a couple fouls in, throw a couple elbows, and then he'll be out there, and then Anthony Davis will probably play more center. But you got anything else, Eric?
No,
On the Lakers?
Why you diss Melo like that? And then you would say when you said Anthony, you was like, oh, I mean Anthony Davis. Like Melo's not going to make a difference on this team.
Well, can we go to the next topic?
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. I got to get my boy 4-1. Melo been balling. I was looking at Melo preseason. Melo been shooting the cover off the ball. I think he's going to do very well at that stretch 4 position.
Okay, my only thing about it is Melo needs volume, and I don't see the volume with this team. Like, where's the volume going to come from on this team?
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to need volume with this team because I think he's going to be so wide open. It's going to be the most wide open Carmelo has ever been in his life. You're taking a bucket getter, and he's going to be slapped wide open.
Well, and I was thinking he should start. He's too old to start.
This sounds like Showtime too. If Westbrook is kicking it, or either LeBron, and we got this spot-up shooter Melo over here, and then we got AD, James Worthy, are you trying to say if they can stay healthy? What I say? If they stay healthy, man, they should walk away. And
that's why I didn't like how he dissed Melo, because I think Melo couldn't actually get his with his team.
I mean, Melo been in a couple other places, and we didn't really talk about him, so I'm not gonna change it now. I think he's a good player. I mean, I love Melo, but I just think at this stage of his career, I mean, if he's good, if he's gonna be efficient, then yeah. But I have to see that. And he likes to dribble and make his moves. He likes to back down guys and make his moves. So now he's going to be a spot up shooter. So, just bringing those. That's the kind of things I'm looking for. Now, if he going to spot up and hit, then heck yeah. I mean, that's it. But that's not really his game.
Showtime too.
Like I say, he because he did well with Dame Lillard in Portland. Playing that power forward position. And he's going to be even more wide open this season, man. I mean, like it's going to be like shooting fish in a barrel, man. He's going to be.
I think he's
open.
happy. I think he's happy.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of this right here. So I mean, he get to doing this. So
you think he's going to be on the floor with them guys, or is he going to be on the floor with the bench guys?
I think we're going to see Melo a lot. I think we'll see him a lot more than we did in Portland.
Okay.
I think you're going to see. Yeah, I think you're going to see Melo. I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Melo's gonna be in the running for 6th man of the year.
I was gonna say that, Rod.
Hold tight. We getting close. Yeah. That's a good one. We are getting close, guys. All right, look. Since we talking about, you say watch out for Melo, but here's the segment here, and as you can read it, it says keep an eye on player, and then there's a blank space. So let's fill in that blank space.
Okay.
All right, come on, Reggie. Keep an eye on who?
My player to keep an eye on, always, Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics.
Okay.
I think he want. I want him to get the ball more. I like Jason Tatum, but I think Jaylen Brown can do more than Jason Tatum. So this year. Yes, on the offense.
I was with you till you said that.
Jaylen Brown is a better player, all-around skilled player than Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is a shoot. He's basically Paul George. You talked about Paul George. Jason Tatum is
That's
basically
bold.
Paul George.
Oh, that's
Wow.
bold.
Jalen Brown, he can he drive. He reminds
Jalen
me
Brown is
of a
Jimmy
bigger.
Butler, man. He's a
He,
poor man's Jimmy Butler.
no, he
That's what
reminds
Jalen
me of a
Brown is.
bigger um, Donovan Mitchell. He
No.
can
Wow,
do the
that's
same
bold.
thing Mitchell does. He's just bigger. I'm not
All
as high on Jason Tatum as everybody else. I really don't see him better than he was his rookie year. He's been consistent. He hasn't been better than he was his rookie year to me. I think Jalen Brown is the better player. A lot of people don't agree with me, but it's just like if he goes to another team, I can see him being like James Harden, where he's
Okay.
the concentrated star. He can put up buckets. So he's my player to watch.
All right. Who you got, Eric?
You know what? If we're talking about Jalen Brown, we hadn't said nothing about the Celtics this whole
Yeah.
time.
Well,
Right.
nobody have him in the top four in the East.
Right. So that's my segue into this right here. Look at Chicago Bulls with Zach LaVine.
Oh,
Oh, you're right. Nice,
Oh,
so
nice
keep it.
pick. Nice
DeMar
pick.
DeRozan.
Mm-hmm.
So you say keep an eye on Zach Levine?
Zach LaVine. The
Wow.
Olympian,
Okay.
right? 24, 25 point per game score.
Good point.
Lonzo Ball got a new life now, right?
Yep.
He's in the
Man,
Windy
yes, sir.
City. Yeah, let's
Yep.
talk about some of these other good teams. Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
right about that one. You're right about that one.
All right. So that's your player to keep an eye on. And you gave us your surprise team, right?
Remember now, this is entertainment for me. This is entertainment.
Okay. Who you
I'm a
got?
fan.
Who you got,
I'm a
Rod? Keep,
I'm gonna say this right here. I want you to keep an eye on this kid because it's a glut at this team's at his position on this team. I think he's a good player. I think he can shoot the ball. I think he's a good defender, and I think the reason why you need to keep an eye on him because he's gonna get moved
oh, okay.
probably mid-season, and I'm talking about Cam Reddish for the Atlanta Hawks. I think he's
One
gonna
of my
get.
favorite
He
Hawks.
did come across my mind. He did Cam. I saw
Nice.
One of my favorite
I
Hawks.
like that.
Yeah,
I
I like
like
that. I like that. I
yeah.
like Cam.
I hope he don't get moved though.
I think he's gonna get moved because they drafted
Mhm.
guys at his
Yep.
position, and
Yep.
he's
Yep.
gonna be the odd man out because they don't want to pay him, and so I think they're gonna try to feature him a lot early on to get his value up, so they can ultimately trade him mid-season. And
Mm,
I think a team like the Mavericks, that's who needs to go get him. Like I
man,
think he
Mhm.
that
would be
would
a
be nice.
good person in the backcourt with Luka.
And he
Portland.
would go there too. He's one of
Yeah,
those
Man, you said
that go there.
yeah.
Nobody else go.
So yeah, I mean Portland be good too, but yeah, I could totally see him getting moved, and I think he could really help a ball club where he ends up going. I think it's very odds are high he's going to get traded.
I always see Rudy Gay when I look at Cam Reddish.
oh
Yeah, I
Cam
mean,
Reddish. I think
yeah,
man, I like that one. That was a good one. That was a good
Yeah,
one.
really would. Yeah, really is.
Yeah, man, that was good. I don't know how I can even follow up with that act, but follow that act up. But I'm gonna say keep an eye on Lonzo Ball. You took a little bit of my thunder there, Eric, with the because you know the Bulls and everything, but I think Lonzo I think he's starting to he's fixed his jumper and much improved. He already had the defense, he already had the size at the point guard position, and now I think when he went to New Orleans, team was still like a young bunch, but now he's in a situation now where you mentioned Zach Levine. They have Vucevic over there, and what I'm getting at, and they brought in DeRozan, and so what I'm getting at there is that they have a lot of veterans on the team now, and so now you're
Mhm.
going to see him really blossom this season on a team
He
that
got
has
confidence
solid
too.
veterans. Yeah, he's
mhm.
gained that too, but he's also in a situation now. He's kind of figured himself out in the league, and then you bring in the combination of having these veterans and then these scorers and guys who know how to put the ball in the bucket, and then a veteran leader like DeRozan that can tell the stories and show the way on a week in week night
Hmm.
in night out basis. I say keep a look at Alonzo and just be don't be surprised if he makes an All Star team. Don't be
I was
surprised
going
if
to
he
ask you
does.
that. Do you
So I say
think he's
keep
an
an eye
All
on
Star?
Alonzo Ball. I
I
think
don't
he's
think
on the
so.
cusp. You
Yeah.
know, it's tough. It's tough. And what I mean by that is like on the cusp is like okay, a
Who
couple
does he have?
guys
Well,
probably
I
need.
mean,
Which
what,
one? Hey, which one
what,
would
what,
make an All Star team first? Him or his brother?
his brother, but
Wow, it's probably
but but no, yeah, because I was just about to say, who does he have to beat out? We know Kyrie's out. Okay,
yeah.
so basically, he would have to beat out Ben
Trey
Simmons,
Young,
Trey Young,
Trey,
and his brother,
and
because
his brother, yeah,
all and Kyle Lowry. So
and
that's
Lowry.
yeah. So
And
I don't think
it's a guard position, so it's not just point guard when you go to All Star. So he can make the second, you know, he can be a second unit All Star guy. You know what I'm saying? Or and
Right.
then an injury, or if Kyrie don't get vaccinated, you know what I'm saying? And Bradley Beal, we don't know how that situation may go. That's another guard that can make it, obviously. So I'm just saying borderline. You know, it may take an injury or
Mm-hmm.
two, or you know things like that. But but I do think he's going to be a player that you need to take a look at this year. All
Mhm.
right, so let's go to since Eric brought up the Bulls as a surprise team. I'm gonna give you another shot at it, Eric, unless that's your team. Because if that's your Bulls, then we'll let the other three on here answer it. But
Let's
surprise
check
team,
out.
gentlemen. Yours is the Bulls, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So
Let's take
bring it,
that.
Reggie. Surprise team, Reggie.
Oh man.
My surprise team. Uh, I would say Pelicans, but I don't see that. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say Detroit.
Ooh, okay.
That's not gonna be like they're gonna make the playoffs or something like that.
No, yeah.
But I think they're gonna be. I think with the draft pick they got,
Mm-hmm.
I like
Cunningham.
him. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be nice, a nice young team.
They have Grant, and Grant is a formidable player.
Yep. They got
Hmm.
Jeremy Grant. Yeah.
Grant, yeah, Jeremy Grant.
I think they're one piece away from looking at, hey, they might make the playoffs. Oh, can I say
Okay.
one more team?
Well, we asked for the surprise team, and you gave us the Pistons.
I forgot about one team.
You trying to hedge your bet. But no, go
Uh,
ahead. Go ahead. Throw it in there. Throw it in
I
there.
was gonna say Minnesota.
Okay. Minnesota. That's a nice one.
Okay.
That's a nice one. All right.
Yeah, that's a decent
What say
team.
you, Rod?
Okay, you saying in terms of making the playoffs, or surprise in terms of where they're
Oh,
going to end up in the standings?
okay. Surprise in a glass half full way. So a team that's gonna surprise people in a let's say a positive way. Whether it's
Uh,
kind of like
That on
even
the
if it was
verge
Detroit,
team. Put it that way.
what just surprise team. It might be a team that surprised you and
I'm
win the whole conference or something.
I'm really really big on Ja Morant. I love that kid,
Ooh, nice.
Hmm.
Okay.
and so I'm gonna go with Memphis as my surprise team.
Yeah. Y'all are on it, man. I might as well throw my little piece of paper away, man. Because that's who I had. I had Memphis.
Okay, okay,
I,
yeah.
I got to put my little piece of paper in the shredder, man, because y'all nailing it, man. Yeah, I feel the same way though about Memphis, man. I
Josh
think
should be an
Morant.
All Star this year.
Yeah, I think Ja Morant is going. You know that team
Who
is going to be
it's gonna
pretty
come
good. They
down?
have valid.
Yeah, it comes down to who you got to beat out though.
Yeah, they're
You got
well
to beat.
coached. They well coached. They got Jackson coming. Jaron Jackson just signed his extension. So
For
they
you.
locked up their two young. Yep, 4 year 90, right? So they locked up their two young guys. Their two pillars. They have Valanciunas. They picked up Valanciunas at center, and he's about as good as it get at center in the league. And then so they have size. They got Morant. They play good defense. They're well coached. I think that's my surprise team as well as the Memphis Grizzlies.
I can
Yep.
see
Okay.
that.
Okay. So all right, which player is going to the next level, gentlemen? You probably already mentioned one or two of them, but which player are you going to say is going to the next level? And that could be whatever level you want that to go to. But who's going another level this year?
Boy.
Hmm.
Who's that? Is that on me? I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead, Reggie.
absolutely.
You can do it.
I'm gonna throw it back at Ja Morant because I'm looking
Okay.
at Ja Morant as I want him to be that D Rose, that MVP D Rose.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I'm going to say Ja Morant gonna turn it up another level.
All right.
Okay,
I got Anthony Edwards, Minnesota. He's gonna
that's a
take
good.
a
That's
big
a
one
good
this
pick.
Hmm.
year.
Good pick. Good pick. Man, that's tough.
Don't even
It
know.
is tough. It's tough.
It's tough.
I don't even know where
Who
to
you got?
start.
E. Okay.
I don't even know where to
Yep.
start with right there. You know, who's gonna go to another
Yeah.
level? Oh, the best thing I
Yeah.
can say is for y'all right here, word to the wise, give me a Money Bates basketball card. Get that card.
Monty Bates.
A Money Bates.
Okay.
Wherever he
Okay.
is, high school, G League, get the Money Bates basketball card.
All right, I got my guy.
Wow.
I got my guy.
Wiseman.
Uh-uh.
Dang.
Cameron Johnson. Cameron Johnson for the Phoenix
Oh,
Suns.
Phoenix.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
like that
and
one because
I hope that for him because he was hot early on in the playoffs, but he kind of calmed
He
down.
kind of
Hmm.
he cooled down. He
Yeah.
zeroed in on him, but I see the talent. Honestly, I think he could possibly be, the third best player on the team if he really does take that step. I think he's gonna take.
Right. Right.
and that would definitely go a long way to help Phoenix, make it to the finals again if he really steps up because with Mikal Bridges there, they just signed him again. Now their center didn't get his money, Aiton, so he might be a little disgruntled, but
Yeah,
he had to show out though. Maybe this will motivate him to show up and show out so James Jones can pay him. But if Cameron John, because he played at Carolina, right? He's a heel, um,
hmm
and he can shoot, man. That guy can really shoot it, so he fits right in with the Suns. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
yeah.
All right,
Who you got?
all right. So that Anthony Edwards,
Okay.
yeah, Anthony Edwards in Minnesota. I think he's gonna explode, man. He started exploding late in the season, but he can finish, he can shoot it. He's building confidence. I think he's gonna take another step. All right, rookie of the year, guys.
Hmm.
I'm going to take
Yeah,
the guy in Houston. I forgot his name.
I'm
Um,
gonna cut it down. He gonna get that
Come on.
ankle right.
So we
And
got Cunningham in Detroit.
mhm.
You talking about Jalen in Houston? Is that the
yeah,
rookie? What's Jalen last name? It slips me right now.
I forgot his last name.
Well, we'll look it up.
Oh, you talking about Green, Jalen Green?
Jalen
Yeah,
Green.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah,
Jalen
yeah. It
Green.
was a, it
Thank
was
you.
a lot of Jalen's in the draft, so I understand.
Shout out
Yeah,
Jalen Rose being the
Yeah,
first
it was
Jalen
take.
a
Rose.
bunch of
Yeah,
Jalen's.
yeah. All right, guys. I have. Oh, you got one, Eric, or you want me to go ahead and go?
For who? No.
Rookie of the year.
Oh, cut it down.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You did say Cade Cunningham. My bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My
I got Jalen Green for
Jalen
mine.
Green. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Sacramento, and I think Davion Mitchell. Davion
hmm
Mitchell. I
He's
think
gonna be
he.
good.
I think he's gonna be a good one. I think the fact that he plays good defense too. I think that's gonna get him on the floor. So they're already talking about making sure that he gets minutes. And so I think that's a formula there of being in the running for rookie of the year. So if he can put up some points and be a good defender, that might be a good selling point for him to get that award. So, but those are all great candidates right there. So we'll see how that pans out. Six
Yeah.
man of the year.
Hold
I
on, but
think.
before
Oh,
we move on real quick, I just want to talk about these rookies now.
okay. Go ahead. Go
Uh,
ahead.
Jonathan Kuminga for Golden State. I told you they drafted well.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Kuminga,
Yep.
Kuminga, he's not gonna win Rookie of the Year, but he's gonna play he's gonna get veteran minutes. He's gonna
Yep.
play. He's gonna play a lot. He's gonna contribute to the Golden State Warriors. That boy's a lockdown defender. I mean, sky's the limit for him. So just watch
Oh,
him.
no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Okay. And let's go ahead and talk about that draft just real quick, Rod. I think this is going to be one of the better drafts that you've seen. Now, I'm not saying it's the 84 draft with Michael Jordan and Stock, all those guys that played Stockton and Olajuwon and all that. And it's not the draft 96 with Kobe, Ray Allen, and Allen Iverson and Canby and Dampier, and it goes on and on and on. Jermaine O'Neal, Steve Nash. We can keep talking all day, but it's going to be a strong draft. I think that it wasn't. I think because of the pandemic, and I think that has the college scene is kind of each year dwindled a little bit when it comes to because all the one and dones and nobody really gets to know who's who. But this draft is loaded. You mentioned the Pistons, Reggie. The Pistons drafted well. They got a lot of good young talent there. They even got a guy in Garza that was player of the year. They drafted him. Mm-hmm. That man done lost almost 30. I think he lost almost 40 to 50 pounds from the combine to the summer league so he could be in condition. You know what I'm saying? So they drafted a young guy there that's going to eventually become their starting center. So and the list goes on, but I think this draft is going to be a good one. It's one of those drafts you're going to have to look back on, and you'll be like, wow, okay, all these guys came out of here, and they all played a role. So I think this draft was better than what many people think. But if y'all are ready, let's hit the Sixth Man of the Year award. Who do you have for Sixth Man of the Year?
Melo.
Carmelo. Uh-oh.
Took a pick.
What? Look, if he's Sixth Man of the Year, that trophy going up. That trophy's going up.
No, you know what? Well, I'm gonna let you have my pick. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back with Jordan Clarkson.
Nice.
I think Jordan Clarkson gonna pull it out.
All right, two good ones.
You talking about Utah? I forgot about him.
Well,
yeah.
Well, since we talk about those top teams, right? You mentioned Melo in Los Angeles, and if he does, you say they will be the champions. Well, Brooklyn. Somebody mentioned Patty Mills being a former player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good.
Olympic experience, championship, played pop, and then he's going to this team right here, capable of getting 25 on any night off the bench.
Yeah.
And those players that's going to get hurt, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kyrie, if he come back, KD is going to get hurt. James has the propensity to a little bit overweight, and people can't see. Yes, it still slows him down. When James Harden weighs 5 to 6 more pounds than what he weighs, he'll go through a little slump right there. Remember, could have been a year or two ago when he went through a little funk there for a while. And some of the reports were saying that James wasn't hurt. He didn't play hurt, but James was eating a little bit too much. And, he doesn't have high muscular content. He's got a lot of excess weight right there. Yeah, a 5 to 6 pound shift with him, 2 to 3 pound shift with him makes a difference.
I hope he comes in healthy. Not to jump the subject, but last year he came in and he didn't want to play for Houston, so I don't think he even worked out or anything. So I think that did lead to him being injured too, being out of shape. Mm-hmm. So hopefully he worked on that in the off season. Besides going to fashion shows and stuff like that.
Watch Patty Mills. Watch Patty Mills.
Yeah, I had Patty Mills written down, but I'm gonna go around the corner on this one a little bit. I'm gonna go Tyler Hero this year. It's Sixth Man of the Year. If he's not starting for Miami, which I don't think he is, I think he'll be the sixth man and he'll score a lot of points for the Heat. So
he said he next up. He says he next up, so we'll see.
Yeah. And well, he better be. So it made me look good now. All right, we almost done, guys. We're almost done here. Let's talk about contenders and who
for
will
MVP.
be the league MVP.
Can we give top 3 on that one?
Well, yeah, you throw your contenders, but I need to know who's the MVP though. You gotta give me an MVP.
I kick it off. I kick it off because I think Reggie got something he want to talk about. So I'm gonna kick this one out. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna give you any particular order. I just tell you who I think is gonna win. Luka, Giannis, and Kevin Durant. I think those are my top three as far as my MVP contenders. I think Luka probably would have been the front runner, but Kyrie been such a butt that Durant's gonna get it because of the storyline, and I think Durant's gonna be the MVP.
Wow, that's all right. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough there. That's a good set of contenders right there. All right, I have Luka because I think Luka's gonna, carry a load in Dallas. If he can get them into the top 4 in the West, man, especially top 3 in the West, he more than likely will probably end up with it. Giannis, he plays defense and offense. He could be the defensive player of the year and the MVP of the year in the same season. So he has to be one of the contenders. So I'm gonna go with those two as contenders. I mean, obviously Durant, he's gonna do his thing this year too. So those will be my contenders, just off the top. And I'll go with the MVP this year as I think Giannis is going to get it again. Because I think defensively and offensively, he's going to get it. And then if they play it right, it's not like he got a stacked team. So if he could get them to the number 1 seed in the East and play that card where it's like, hey, I don't have a super team, I think he might be able to sneak in there and get the MVP because the Joker got it last season, so it wouldn't be like Giannis got it back-to-back years. So I'm gonna go with Giannis.
My contenders, I got Giannis, Luka, as a top contenders. KD's always gonna be there, so I'm not gonna put KD in discussion. One thing I'm gonna say about Giannis is I think Chris Middleton's gonna step up a little bit more. So that's going to knock Giannis down a little bit. My outside pick for MVP this year is going to be Dame.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think about that one.
Good pick.
I didn't think about that one. That's a good one. Because he got to carry that load over there, man. That's
he got to. Dame needs something. It's like he's the people's champ right now. But he needs some on the rack. He need a title, the show that he is what he is. So I'm going with Dame.
Okay, that's a good one. Pretty darn good one. What you got, E?
Luka's definitely in the running, but I gotta go with Antetokounmpo right here. And with the healthy, if you notice what I've been saying all night, a healthy Laker team will win. And therefore, I'm saying LeBron James.
I was close to saying him.
I was thinking that too.
There's a lot of talk. You heard what's been talking. What's been the word all summer? They say I'm old. This is an old thing.
Yep.
And this is a guy, as we heard tonight, right? Is the king, right?
The king.
And it's the kind of guy right here. Like I said, that call his own practice sessions and bring the team and say, we're not waiting for preseason. Let's do this. Let's work out. And he is still trying to prove that he's better than Michael Jordan.
I was just about to say that, Eric. If LeBron can get a chip and MVP this year,
oh boy,
I will say he's the best player ever.
Okay, I'm not saying that.
Well, another show.
That's and I keep telling y'all over and over again. Yes, this is another show. Michael Jordan is not the bar. The bar is Jabbar. Kareem.
Watch LeBron. He's right there.
I'm gonna say Russell.
I'm just saying. I mean, we've seen people pass. In my lifetime, I've seen 3-4 people pass Mike on the all-time scoring list. But they always be like, I don't know if he can catch Kareem. So apparently Kareem got to be the bar. He got just as many rings as Mike, and got him by like thousands of points.
We're gonna get back and do this one. So we're gonna get back and have this debate. but
Tyrone, when they put out that top 75, we need to reconvene and
okay.
do a podcast on that.
Well, we got some
Yeah,
we
because
got some stuff
I got a
coming up.
friend who got 38 hot with me because I said, yeah, Durant has already surpassed Larry Bird. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
he got so upset with me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and then he got really mad. I'm like, Larry Bird could never could do nothing with Kobe Bryant. I'm like, Kobe Bryant would eat Larry Bird alive.
For
so,
Yeah.
real.
so it's just,
But yeah, that's gonna be a good talk too. Did we get all our MVPs in? Did we not miss? Did we get everybody?
Who's
Okay.
yours? You
Oh, I
you
gave
have
mine. Giannis.
Giannis?
Giannis. Yep.
yeah.
So we heard Giannis, KD, we heard Lillard and Giannis again, I believe. But don't forget that LeBron can do it, and I do think that he can do it if he's healthy. He can do it because he will put the numbers up. All right, so we got three things left: the West, and then the East winner, and then who's gonna win overall, and then we out of here. So now, but put the West up, and we just name the Western Conference team. We'll go around the circle. Who's gonna represent the West this season? 2021/22. Who's representing the West? We'll
I'll
go
kick it off.
Eric.
Oh, go
Okay,
ahead.
go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead, Eric.
Kick it off, Rob.
Oh, listen. Let me go with let me go with the Lakers for the West.
All
I
right.
don't see Denver. I don't see Minnesota. I don't see Portland. I don't see Oklahoma. And Utah, maybe. I don't see the Warriors. I don't see the Clippers. I don't see
Memphis.
Phoenix. I don't see Phoenix or Memphis.
We definitely don't see Golden State.
Okay, boy, I can't wait. I can't wait to. Hey, don't, boy. I can't wait, boy.
Hey, it's on.
Y'all gonna listen. I'm dark skinned too, but y'all gonna stop hating on the light skinned boys, man. Y'all gonna
I
stop
love the
hating on.
Golden State, but I'm
Man,
just
you gonna
being
start
realistic.
you gonna start hating on them yellow boys.
Oh boy. All
Anyway,
right.
my pick, for the West, obviously purple and gold. The team that they will have to beat, I think, in the Western Conference Finals will be the Golden State Warriors.
All right.
He's really all in. He's
Yeah.
all in.
Oh
Hey
yeah.
Reggie.
He's
I'm
all
gonna say
in.
I'm gonna say you for last, Reggie, because I think all three of us had the Lakers. I had the Lakers coming out west.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm the loner. I got Denver.
Okay.
Look, this is why I'm going with Denver. This is no basketball facts. But for the last couple of seasons, it's been a random team in the finals. We have
Okay. All right.
Miami, we had the Suns,
Yeah.
and I think Denver will keep it going.
Yeah, but you
Okay.
banking on injury. You really banking on injury because that's the only way. That's the only way Denver got a shot because we have probably the Lakers. We got three guys that can literally shut Joker down. So okay.
All right. Let's go.
Hey, you
All right,
said
Reggie.
Golden State, so
Uh-oh.
your pick is just as wild.
No.
Let me throw something in here too now. Okay.
All right.
Dwayne Wade is a minority owner with Utah.
Right.
So his son in the G League. So what's going to happen? This thing, like I'm saying, I'm on the entertainment side, right? What's going to make it interesting? Utah going to rise up. They're going to bring his son out of the G League. Dwayne going to be sitting up in there, and they're going to be ready. And Utah will make a run for it if the Lakers don't.
Man, if conspiracy theory was really a thing, you know what? I would go with Utah, and I'm not going to put the reason, but it does have to do with Dwayne Wade and the times that we are in right now. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. You talking about somebody up there holding the trophy with Dwayne Wade in the times that we're in right now. I'm not going to say anything, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We don't need no letter people trophy. Okay.
All right. Give me the East. Give me the East winner. I'll kick it off. I have Brooklyn coming out the East.
Who you got? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Brooklyn Nets coming out the East.
Okay.
Brooklyn, let me throw this in here. I never, like I said, I'm a fan, okay, and I'm a fan of all the players, right? And I'm really behind Trey Young this season right here. I don't think it was a fluke, and I think they're going to keep building, and I think they're going to get better. And I'm saying Brooklyn, but man, I sure want the Hawks to be right there because the Hawks can beat a healthy Miami. If they're healthy, they can beat Orlando, Washington, Charlotte, and they can
beat Boston.
They can beat Boston.
They can
Yes,
beat Boston. Yeah.
And the Toronto, and of course we know. I just loved every second of that when they beat New York.
So my picks in the finals, Eastern Conference Finals, was the Nets versus the Hawks. I think the Hawks are going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm going with Brooklyn beating the Hawks in 6 games to make it to the finals.
Well, I'm going to say this right here. If Kyrie stays away, I got Brooklyn. So yeah, my pick has a contingency. If Kyrie stays away the whole season, Brooklyn coming out of the East. If Kyrie comes,
if one of their all-stars stay away,
if Kyrie comes back and disrupts their chemistry and disrupts that locker room like he can, believe it or not, I got Philly going to the finals.
So if you had to pick one, which one is it? If you had to pick one, and
Brooklyn.
You had to put the crystal ball out there and say,
"It's Brooklyn."
Rod, you see how Boston is declining from a few years ago? We thought Boston was that team to be a contender. I think the same thing's happening to Philly. That's why I'm really not high on Philly.
Common denominator in that is one player.
Who's that?
Kyrie.
No, I think people were high on Boston before they got Kyrie.
But the reason why sometimes when you go ahead and air it out and just go ahead and just like, okay, the whole world know Embiid, Ben Simmons don't like each other. Now you forced to address it. You can't be passive aggressive no more. It's out there, so.
That's how the fairy tale. That's how the fairy tale ends.
No, for real. I mean, like I played.
It's like Shaq and Kobe.
I've played sports, and I've had friends that we had some friction, and when we went on ahead and duked it out, or went on ahead and did what we had to do, man, we was tighter than ever. We were stronger
It was
than
over
ever.
with.
It was over with, and I think that at this point, I think that it's gonna be barbecue or mildew, and I think that Philly situation, especially with somebody like Doc Rivers there, who is going like, look, we ain't finna let this carry on.
You think Doc Rivers is a good thing for the Philly?
I think Doc Rivers. Hear me out. You can nitpick Doc Rivers X's and O's. You can't nitpick Doc Rivers as a man. I think Doc Rivers as a man is not going to let them sit there and just fester and just have a nasty locker room. He's not going. So he's going to force them to. Y'all going to talk this out, squash this out as men, and we're going to go on here and we're going to take care of our business. Because at the end of the day, we're going to be professionals and we're going to represent.
And then it's going to get down to the X and O's, and Doc Rivers ain't going to do nothing.
Hey, he's one of the how many coaches in the league got a championship? I think it's like 4 currently. He got
Doc Rivers. Another show. Doc Rivers lucked up into a championship.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Ain't nothing lucky about winning 7 games.
And remember this right here now, okay? Players, for the most part, win championships. And when we talk about these elite guys like this right here, Embiid, Ben Simmons right there, X's and O's are kind of like out of the freaking window. Trust me. Players win championships. To me, coaches are overrated. Now, of course, they're great when you Phil Jackson, but his thing was more like psychological. What's his name in Miami? GM for Miami. Mostly psychological,
Pop, same thing.
And Pop, but Phil Jackson And I'm saying him because he won the most, right? It was mostly psychological, man.
Yeah, that's why he would be the perfect Laker coach right now.
Would he always be, though, the perfect Laker coach?
You got a
Yeah,
point?
absolutely. And when it comes down to it, Doc Rivers, he has enough of that psychological aspect, the whole Ubuntu and all that stuff there that he did with KG and all. He bringing stuff to the table. Y'all gonna stop. We're not gonna say y'all. You gonna stop disrespecting.
Yeah, I'm not a Doc Rivers fan.
I ain't gonna,
Not a Doc Rivers fan.
All right. Hey guys. Hey, all right. So this is it right here, guys. And I appreciate everybody being on. And this episode right here was much needed because we wanted to get this out there, get the season, get all the picks in, get all the topics in, because before we start this season.
You got it on paper, right? Golden State.
It's on wax. It's here. It's out here forever.
Oh yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
but that's cool. That's what makes it fun.
Who's the lead scorer this year?
Oh, the leading scorer. Oh, that's KD.
Okay.
KD. Oh yeah. All right. Well, look, guys, NBA champions. This is the question of all questions. The question of the night. You picked your West, you picked your East. So before we get out of here, who's the champ?
I'm gonna start this off. I'm the king of rock. There is none higher. Sucker MC, call me sire. In case you forgot, I'm the king. LeBron James, baby. LA Lakers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the Lakers, baby. That purple and gold gonna reign supreme, baby. Yeah, we didn't get our parade last time. We didn't get our parade. So this gonna make up for the one that we need the bubble championship. So we're gonna double up on the parade. We're gonna march y'all up and down Figueroa 2 times on y'all. So just let you know, purple and gold.
It would be the most happiest day of my life if KD can beat LeBron. But not only LeBron, but that little bitty short guy named Russell Westbrook.
He ain't that short.
It'll be to KD, he's a little man. So in a perfect world, if he beats KD and LeBron, I mean, if you beat Westbrook and LeBron, how many laughs I will get out of that? Woo!
So you got the Nets.
Thus it is entertainment, fellas. And I hear you say LeBron and the Lakers, and that would be good. Okay. Michael Jordan's still the king. But I'm gonna go with the humble one with Milwaukee.
Oh,
The humble one from Greece that still knows how to work hard. The humble one which says, I don't need to go work out with those other guys. The humble one that say, bring my brother along. The humble one that won this year. The humble one that scored 50 and 14.
okay.
And the humble one who shows this flexibility in his body to keep working so hard. The man that hit like 16 out of 19 free throws when the pressure was on him.
Bobby Portis.
So yeah, I'm gonna stick with the champion. I like the champion.
Okay.
We'll go with the champion, and that's good.
Well, with that said, Eric, if the Bucks win this season, man, we're gonna have to have another show strictly about Giannis. And
yeah, because I'm putting some respect on Giannis' name if he can do it twice.
And figure out.
I already got respect on his name.
I got respect on him.
I got a lot of respect.
We have to come back and say, but we will have to come back and say, and ask the question: is Giannis the greatest power forward of all time?
No,
we have to talk about that if this happens.
It's not even worth the show.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Listen. No. I'll say this right here. Giannis's performance is a top 5 all time finals performance. He went there and dropped. So I mean, he to have that under his belt.
He's the second most dominant player since Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, and if he comes back and wins another championship, and you talking about winning another championship, and your second best player is Chris Middleton. No slight to Chris Middleton, but
right,
man, that's a big
that's a tall
accomplishment.
task.
That's a
Cause
big
we
accomplishment.
talking about
But
we
I
talking
don't.
about the Nets.
But he would have to. I think he would have to win at least 2 more to be in the conversation with the 10 man. I mean, Tim Duncan.
But
Is, you know.
He just barely he's barely
well,
edging Charles Barkley to me.
No, he better
and
than
then
Charles Barkley. He's already surpassed
He
Charles.
is, but he's barely edging him. And then for
but
Karl
Not
Malone,
barely. No, that's by a long way. He's by
look,
a
guys,
long way. I mean, he got
I really,
how many MVPs he got?
he got
And
2
defensive players of the
MVPs.
year. So he got two. He
I
got 2
really,
MVPs and 2
yep.
defensive player
We're gonna
of the
save this
year.
for. We're
NBA,
gonna.
he's
This is
smashed
some good stuff.
Charles Barkley already.
This this some good. This is some good stuff, but we're gonna save it.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna save it. And I had the Lakers win the championship this year. I think the Nets are good enough to make the finals, obviously. But when we fast forward to the end of the year, I just think that the Lakers will have the size advantage, and they'll pull it out.
They got to be healthy.
Well, yes, of course.
Health is the number one thing.
And that's throughout the league. I
want to say this about the health thing. It's one thing I want to make about the health thing, because you've been touching on it. The only person on that team that I worry about as far as health in all seriousness is AD, because Anthony Davis he get hurt just getting out of bed. LeBron James had a fake hustle Bush League guy dive into his leg last year. It wasn't like LeBron just running up and down the court and just fell apart. You know, somebody dove into his leg trying to get a ball that he couldn't possibly get. So, you know, that's that. Westbrook, he's for the most part, you know, he's not what you call injury.
He's not injury prone at all.
Yeah. Carmelo Anthony, he's not injury prone. He plays a game where he's low to the ground. He doesn't do a bunch of jumping around, this, that, and the other. The only person on the team that's pivotal to the lineup is Anthony Davis. And so really it comes down to, can Anthony Davis stay healthy? If Anthony Davis stay healthy, I think we'll win the championship.
Great point. And all of those guys are over the hill, and all those guys are 1 more year. So how many years can they keep doing it? I'm 6'3". I was still dunking a basketball at 35. I never thought what would happen to me. 36 years old, something happened. I don't know.
But I'll say this right here though. This team, and you can look it up, the average of this team, age of this team, is actually younger than the 72 win Chicago Bulls.
With that many players, that's expected. The starting lineup averaging 32, 33 years old.
Jordan won his last championship when he was 30.
The starters, though, being about 33 years old.
Yeah.
LeBron is is 33, 34, 36, whatever it is.
No, LeBron. No, I'm talking about the 72 win Bulls. I think Jordan was 34, 30, you know. So, I mean, they were all right there, you know. So, veteran teams win, though. I mean, so it's
and you know what? They have better diets now. They have their cooks. And again, they have that machine man that's saying, you eat this, you go here. We're going to the movies tonight as a team. We're having this party over here. We're going to sit down and just look at each other.
They got Balco.
They lost Caruso.
And I want to add to that health. It's not just physical health.
Oh, yeah.
Mental health, too. Mental.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot involved.
Yeah. And we live in, again, we'll go back to what Reggie said. It encompasses the whole thing, man, your mind and your body, and then the spirit of the heart. And I believe that's what's going to help them a whole lot. When I say the spirit of the heart about it, I believe Westbrook is willing to give up the triple doubles for a championship. I know AD would do anything that LeBron asked him to do, and LeBron knows how to lead.
Yeah, but and the thing is, the X factor on the Lakers, to me, will be
Frank Vogel.
I'm talking about as far as the players.
Oh,
The X factor is Monk. I think Monk is going to be the guy that's going to surprise you, and you think you've done everything right, and he's going to come out there and drop 20. Monk is a player that can. He's very explosive.
Good.
But we're gonna sign. We're gonna find out. So all the predictions are there.
Yeah,
And guys,
they got to get
appreciate you
past the
all
first
being
round
on.
this year.
Yeah.
Yep, I appreciate you guys being on, and we're gonna take a look at the season. Get ready for tomorrow. I appreciate all your guys' time, man. I know
Thanks for
for you
having
to
us.
carve out this
Man,
time tonight.
fun.
Yeah,
Good men here, cats.
great
man.
job. We'll stay in touch. Everybody, we
Peace,
stay
fellas.
in touch with this. We thank everybody for watching. Everybody have
Get
a
that
good
money
night.
based card. Get that money based card.
Yep.
You get something like
All
get me
right.
one too.
All right.
All right,
Peace.
guys. We
All right,
out.
man.
See ya.
All right.